button.
Push the button, Frank.
The button has been pushed.
Armor class 13.
Hi, Mom. If you're watching, I don't think she is.
I don't know if there's just a delay.
Maybe she is. She gave me a thumbs up when I said TV came time soon, so maybe she will be.
Oh, and Tony, one other technical question. I switched around my intelligence and strength for this character because it felt more appropriate. Will that
I was going to say
anything?
No. I mean, it might affect. I mean, it sounds like it'll affect you. So, did Polly get smarter or the other way?
He went the other way, which is is generally not how it goes, but
yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
you have mapped the stats to how you're playing him. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm on board. So, yeah.
He got hit in the head with a rock on the way. Oh, or a book.
So
which you would think would make you smarter, but it doesn't.
And then he picked up that book over and over again, getting stronger and stronger. Yes. That's
an unabridged dictionary.
Rich backstory right there.
Oh, my mom is watching. Hi, Mom.
Oh.
Hello, Renee.
Hello, Renee.
All right. Hi, everybody. It is a Saturday. I have a window where it's playing this audio from us from 2 minutes ago. That's great. Closing that. We're going to play some Total Party Kill D&D today. We are playing Candlekeep Mysteries, Mazroth's Mighty Digressions. That is the second level 2 adventure in the book. I don't know how much I say before we actually start playing D&D. This is the preamble for the live stream / bootleg. James, you are recording and streaming and doing everything. You'll let us know if anything breaks.
I will. Yes.
I hope everybody's recording their own tracks too.
Everyone's recording their own tracks.
Yeah, I've
been recording for 13 minutes.
Audio and video is good, apparently.
I just assume I'll be editing this, so please make it easy on me.
Thank you, Secret Agent. I think people are familiar with that when we start streaming. They don't always only one of those things. Usually video comes through, but not audio. So our friends are well trained to let us know if it is or isn't working.
Hello, no context TPK.
Yeah.
I'm taking a shot.
Okay.
I'd say that's a pretty well aimed shot there.
All right. I just need to remind myself how this works. Okay. One of these tabs has my notes. This is going great, everybody. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Today, we are back for more Candlekeep Mysteries Hijinks. We are playing Mazroth's Mighty Digressions, the level 2 adventure in the Candlekeep Mysteries book. With me are a collection of players playing favorites and new characters that you will come to know and love. I will introduce them in random order as I see them in my little Zoom window here. Up first, from the faraway land of Scotland, it is James Thompson. Hi, James.
Hi, I am playing Nyasa Night Reader, she, her, who is a high elf researcher based at Candlekeep.
Mm-hmm. And avid TPK listeners might recognize that sounds like possibly the new identity taken on by one of James's characters from another adventure, now inserted into the Candlekeep mythos. And that's, Excelsior. Next up, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, I am playing Lapis, the Tabaxi cleric, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, Monty Ashley.
Hello, I am playing Townley Mountain Taker. Townley, he, him, was a sage in a small town library until he met the Queen of Air and Darkness, and she blessed him with magic eyes.
Wow. Also here, it's Erica Ensign.
Hello, I am playing a new character, and I need to thank some of the listeners for helping me on Twitter because I totally made all the decisions based on Twitter polls. Wow. I would like to apologize to all of my compatriots up front. When you do that, you don't get a very effective character. I'm just saying. If I die early, it's your fault, Twitter.
I voted for some of those things as well, so it's kind of my fault too.
So it's all of our faults.
We can all share in the excitement of this new character, my Goliath barbarian named Fritat Ha, and
yes.
Yeah, she's, as you might guess by the name, she's not originally from this plane of existence.
That's what she tells people.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm maybe prepared to play this character, but both of us use she, her pronouns.
And last but not least, everyone's favorite gnome or character or player that plays a gnome. It's Tiff Arment. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm Tiff Arment, she, her, and I'm playing he, him, Paulie Quartz from the Jersey Quartzes.
Say hi to your mother.
Hey, Ma. Hey, how you doing?
So I'm just going to tell a little aside here because this is Total Party Kill and no one can stop me. I go to the same Dunkin' Donuts somewhat regularly near my house, and you can put in an order online. And my order always comes up as Tony S. And the guy behind the counter has decided he recognizes me, which I don't like.
Time to move.
Not good. Yep, time to move. It's like I want to be invisible. But B, he calls me Tony Soprano every time I go in there.
Oh no!
Not technically a compliment, but he is very excited to do it every time, and I don't want to take that away from him because like I've been at that Dunkin' Donuts and seen people yelling at like that same guy and stuff. So it's like if that guy gets a smile saying Tony Soprano, I'll just not back at him every time. So anyway, that's my life. What are we doing today? Today, Mazroth's Mighty Digressions is the name of the adventure. About a week has passed since the incident with Matrius and Fistandia's extra-dimensional mansion. Your attempt to recruit the sage Matrius to help out with that whole thing with the curse on your town didn't go down well. So you are still staying on in Candlekeep, doing some research. Some of your previous adventuring party has come and gone. You currently find yourself in kind of a shared study room that you're renting space in. It seemed like, you're level 2. You're not of substantial financial means, and this was an economical option, which is how Polly, Townley, and Lapis find themselves sharing a space with the recently acquainted Nyasa and Frittata.
It's basically frittata, but with a little H in there. You can say
a little
frittata,
H
it's
in
fine.
It. All right. So you are all, probably have spent a couple days together in relatively quiet study here at Candlekeep. Just a reminder for those of you who are perhaps recent arrivals in Candlekeep. Candlekeep is, of course, basically the greatest library in the known world. As kind of non-VIP types, the way it works is that you rent kind of study spaces in the Pillars of Pedagogy. You put in requests for books, and the kind of monk-like order that runs Candlekeep will fetch you books from the great library itself that you don't have permission to kind of wander through the stacks of. It's very protected. Candlekeep Library is it's basically a small city or decent sized town that is a library. There is 2 taverns. There's a temple to Ogma, the god of knowledge. There's your standard adventure outfitter type places, blacksmith stables, bathhouses, various book related things. And this is, the people that come through Candlekeep. It tends to be a very kind of eclectic mix of your scholars and sages, as well as adventurers running various errands. So you come across all kinds of strange people here in the various study rooms or hanging out with them at the Hearth, the big tavern in Candlekeep. And it's probably been an interesting week at the very least, as you may have exchanged stories with all manners of super nerds, as well as adventurers who live on the road and might be here on a research project or fetching something for a wizard or running protection for one of those delicate nerds. It's a very weird crowd here at Candlekeep. Somebody was going to say something. Go.
Yeah, I was just going to say before we move on, I feel like I should do a little description of my character, just since everybody here already knows me. There's some important stuff to mention.
All right.
So Frittata is a very tall Goliath with dark brown skin, spiky red hair, and from a distance, like you just see her. She's wearing colorful clothes. She's got a really big maul with a chunk of obsidian as the stone kind of on her back. But when you get a little closer, you realize she's actually wearing scale armor, but she keeps it underneath her clothes, which might seem a little bit weird. And then when you get even a little bit closer, like you look at her and you think, oh, big, imposing barbarian person, and then you see her face, and you're like, whoa, she is like, the look in her eye, like she has faced unimaginable horror, quote unquote, and is no stranger to darkness. She just looks like she's seen some stuff.
This is why I never make eye contact with people.
so much so that like at first, like it's a little creepy, but then you kind of find yourself wanting to help. Because she's been, so this might come in handy because commoners will extend every courtesy and do their utmost to help because
every courtesy.
And that's what it says. And even maybe take up arms to fight alongside me if I find myself facing an enemy alone. So hopefully that won't happen because now I have some new friends. But also, she is almost constantly like muttering under her breath and talking to somebody that you can't see. Oh, and the very first thing that she asks every time she meets a new person is, "Have you seen my brother?" So that's Frittata.
Frittata has very high person I'd meet on the bus energy. Yep. And to be clear, I do not seek out people to meet on the bus. They find me.
Background equally on Nyasa, who, as the observant may have realized, is Nyasa Nightweaver, former assassin from a previous adventure.
Are you sure you want to say this at this point, James?
Well, I mean, I won't tell you.
For the audience.
But all right,
for the benefit of the audience, she basically is hiding out from her former assassin life, and Candlekeep are terrible at checking references. So
I don't check references.
That's ironic.
You roll high on a persuasion check, and you can get tenure at Candlekeep.
I don't know if that's true.
I didn't say I'd done it.
But hey, I'm the dungeon master. I'll world build here.
My character is the Chancellor of Candlekeep, just runs the whole thing.
Level 2. That's
very impressive.
where you used to be a level 20 wizard, and then like there was a mishap, and so now you're level 2.
But
I was a level 20 wizard, but I'm starting over as a level 2 warlock.
Oh, like you've had like a midlife crisis and gone back to warlock school or something.
Yeah, I've turned my back on all those wizard spells. I know them, but I will not use them.
Yeah, you've made a pact with a demon instead. Great.
But
okay.
So, Nyasa,
does anyone else have a Roster's backstory that entitles them to riches and access to things they don't have?
I was just gonna say, like her entire disguise is a pair of librarian-style glasses, which she picked up from a librarian-style corpse just outside the city.
So, James, I will just ask for clarification because it might matter. So the people that run Candlekeep are called the Avowed, and they're monks that are librarian monks. Are you a member of the Avowed, or there's many independent scholars?
I think I'm
an
independent visiting scholar.
Okay, because literally the only thing you need to get into Candlekeep, they require the donation of a book. So if you donated a book, you got into Candlekeep. They don't care.
I suspect whoever that I lifted the glasses off was probably carrying the book that they intended to give, and that's the one that I handed over.
Great job. Pre-murder before the adventure starts.
It's not murder, it's just looting.
Oh, I just assumed that you had.
No, I'm trying to get away from the assassin life.
Okay,
pro tip: accidental murder.
Just one more, and then I'll stop. I can stop anytime. I swear.
When somebody who is on the run from their assassin life says they found something on a corpse, sounds very suspicious. So.
Well, this is why a disguise is important.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
all right.
It's only assassination if you get paid to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is freelance murder. That's not assassination.
Yeah.
It's not even
I've
freelance,
left the
it's just
assassin
free.
life behind,
but there's no lance.
Not the murder side.
Wow. Anyone else dark secrets they want to share?
Oh,
I keep my dark secrets to myself.
All right, Polly, you got a secret hidden past?
I'm not telling you where the body's buried.
Yeah. Wow. Just trying to figure out if Jimmy Hoffa was a D&D character. What would he be? Anyway, moving on.
He'd get whacked.
It's true. So you find yourself in the reading room, in the shared reading room. Nyasa and Fratata, it's up to you whether you have joined in on the study project that these characters are working on, or just happen to be cohabitating in a discount study room with them. Based randomly on a roll of a die, I've decided that Townley, you happen to be flipping through a book. It's hard. You've been here about a week, and your searches for things that might happen with help with the curse on your town have been perhaps a little bit disorganized and expansive at this stage of things. And so you find yourself flipping through a book that seems significant because it's called Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions, which is the name of the adventure. Probably not a coincidence. I have a picture of Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions that I will put up on the... they provide art of all of the books, which look like books, and very rich descriptions of the books. So Townley, Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions is 7 inches wide, 9 inches tall. The brown leather cover is worn from time and use. The name of the book and its author, Mazfrost Gether, are elegantly written in cursive with black ink on the first page. The care put in the front page, however, does not apply to the rest of the book's contents. Mazfrost's handwriting is messy and hasty, as if they couldn't write down their thoughts fast enough. Furthermore, the book's 150 pages don't all match, indicating that the author kept adding more pages from different styles of paper as they went. The book stitching is haphazard and looks like it could have come undone at any minute. So you've been flipping through this, hoping to find something. Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions is this very weird, eclectic set of essays by Mazfrost, and they go on very weird, wild tangents, Townley, and I don't know if that is of interest to you or annoying, but Mazfrost is...
It's very of interest.
Very of interest.
Townley is immediately distracted by anything.
Yeah, Mazfrost goes on these weird tangents about like the nature of magic and like the source of all things arcane, and sometimes he goes on these long, expansive, almost written rants about the nature of the divine and the denizens of the multiverse. And he starts talking. You're reading an essay now where he is speculating or arguing or insisting that all magic is dependent on the weave, an interface between casters and raw magic that is governed by Mystra, god of magic. Arcane spellcasters access the weave directly, while divine spellcasters are granted access to it by their deities and ideals. This is the grand unified theory of magic, and why won't anyone believe him? Don't they understand that damage to the weave can be unimaginable, and this is how you get spell plagues? People, do you want another spell plague? We need to save the world from magic itself, and you are just maybe really, really getting into it when the book that you are holding tries to eat your hand.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does it say anything about the Queen of Air and Darkness? Who
it does not mention the Queen of Air and Darkness. Is actually
the source of magical powers?
No. So I think you were probably looking for like holes in his argument.
Yeah.
So the book, suddenly you are reading it and you're like, no, I don't know about this. And the book just like slams shut and tries to eat your hand. And it's like grinding. And the book even makes this weird noise. It says in a weird voice, "Need life." This is unsettling to you and possibly to the other people in the room. Townley, I'm going to roll a surprise attack for this book. I have started off with rolling an 8.
That does not hit.
All right. I am going to suggest that everybody roll initiative.
Against a book.
Against a book. It's the whole... Spoilers for the next 16 adventures in Candlekeep Mystery. They're all book-based, people.
Well, it's a good thing that Twitter decided that my character really likes poetry.
Is it...
All about the poetry books. That's the only kind of book I have in front of me at any given time. So far, none has bit me.
That's good.
Should I roll initiative for little Anthony?
It's up to you whether you want to. I don't know if Little Anthony is here or not. It's up to you when you do and don't want to use Little Anthony. I think.
All right.
When would you not want to use Little Anthony? I mean,
how does Little Anthony feel about books?
I think you'd probably eat them.
Yeah, he's
he's lived
evil.
He's lived in a library for a week, so he should be okay with their existence.
He lived in a book for a long time.
All right, I'm rolling for him.
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything except for hang out, but it's nice. It's nice that
No, he's gonna fight.
I added Little Anthony to the.
And we're all gonna cry when he's hurt.
Do you want to remind the listeners
And me.
who Little Anthony is?
So Little Anthony, we found him in the he was in like a dark room. Aileen, you might need to help me out for this.
Yeah.
He was in a dark room and we chatted with him. He helped us out. He was very nervous. He wanted to get out of the book dimension that he was stuck in accidentally, and we helped him out. And at first he was kind of charmed, but then once that wore off, he was like chill being our friend. And he also ate something for us. It was pretty great.
He also ate something for us.
It was an imp.
That's right. He there we go. He ate an imp. And now he's our friend, and we named him Little Anthony. And now he hangs out with us, and I think he just kind of slowly eats a couple books every now and then, and we're like, oh no, we might have needed that, but
that may.
Oh well.
If that ever
Oh, no.
comes to the attention of the avowed, you may be in trouble. Monty, did Townley roll initiative?
Yes.
What is it?
1.
Oh. Okay.
It's like he's eating like a stack of Martell's books that we found, and we're just every once in a while
Got
we
it.
just
Okay.
throw one over to him.
Remainder
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
He's
All right,
busy
I
eating
went
all the
They've
misogynist
been
text.
weeded.
Yeah.
I was proud of my 1. I wanted to say it out loud.
Oh, okay. All right,
Martell,
I'm just-
for those listening, by the way, has renounced the world of literature and has gone off to improve himself somewhere else.
It's about time one of your characters went to therapy. I meant that as a collective Europe, but not, just to be clear.
Well,
Wow.
specifically James.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
So we have an initiative order here. I see the book has rolled an impressive 21, followed by Nyasa, followed by Lapis, followed by Frittata, Polly, Little Anthony, and I guess very shocked by the whole book eating your hand situation, Townley at 1. So I guess the book goes again right now. The book kind of like goes through some kind of weird physical transformation in front of your eyes, Townley. It kind of stretches and distorts and takes on this kind of globe-like pulsing appearance that is looking increasingly non-book-like, and it is going to attempt to attack you once again. I have rolled a much more impressive 18 this time.
That will hit.
All right. The book kind of lashes out like a globe of the book's energy, like tries to like just absorb your hand, and it is excruciatingly painful. You take 16 necrotic damage.
I am unconscious.
Okay, you wanted to say dead, didn't you?
Because it's necrotic damage. It feels like it should kill me.
Nope, that's not. It's just that just means it's spooky.
I am unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
See, this is stakes, people. Someone has been almost murdered by a book.
I mean, I'm not suggesting we leave the room
This
and
is-
lock the door, but
This is a call to adventure. You guys could all just leave. That book, by the time that book digests Townley, probably it'll be slow and lethargic, and then you could kill it. Sorry, Monty. Didn't mean to take you down before you got a turn, but sometimes these things happen. Dice are mean. Nyasa, you are seated at a table near Townley, and you definitely heard. I don't know, Townley. Did you get to make some kind of horrible noise before this happened?
With an initiative of 1, I don't think so.
All right. Well, you saw the book. The book did say in a horrible voice, "Need life," and I imagine the sound of Townley's pre-corpse hitting the ground unconscious probably made a bit of a clatter in the quiet reading room of Candlekeep. So I think you turn and see, the thing does not look like a book anymore. It looks, in fact, I think if you had not seen it in book form, like this kind of swirling globe of energy just floating over Townley's body.
Okay. Well, Nyasa is sort of has a book in front of her, and she sort of flips to the end of the book, and there of course are two daggers carved.
Okay, I was worried that you're like, I want to see how this ends before I get into combat. It's getting real good.
No. So she's taken some priceless tome carved into the back of it. And there's two.
You guys are going to get kicked out of this library before we get to level 3.
So she is going to attempt to throw one and then another of the daggers at said book. And we'll see if daggers actually hurt it. If not, I'm out of ideas. So I have rolled a... Oh, that seems pretty good. A 24.
That definitely hits a floating book orb.
Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 3, which is 5 damage.
Yeah, avenge me.
For dagger 1. Dagger 2 is a 19.
That also hits a book.
And I think I don't get to add the bonus, so it's just 1d4. Which is a 3.
3 damage? Okay. 2 daggers have cut through the magic orb of a floating orb that used to be a book. It looks like you definitely had an effect on it. Nyasa, it did the thing where it kind of flickered as the daggers went to it. The daggers did cut through it and, hopefully hit the wall or some other books or not your friends.
An unconscious person.
Yeah. No, you're good at this.
Yeah.
There's totally going to be a sign when you come back next week. Do not carve space to hold daggers in our books up on the wall. I just see this fight as one of those places where a lot of library policy is going to be written. Lapis, you are next, followed by Frittata.
Think. How far away am I? I mean, I know
Not far. You're all. I don't have a map of this, but you're all in a little reading room. So
like a ranged attack is maybe not a great idea.
It's up to you. You're certainly,
Back into the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I'll like pull out my crossbow, load it as quickly as I can, and like I'm a somewhat experienced crossbow user, so I feel like I can. Also tabaxi, so I feel like I can like jump up onto like a desk or table behind me, get as far away as possible, and wow, and I trip as I like it's when you watch those cat videos and they're really really ramping up to leap up high and then they leap like 6 inches into the air. That's what I do because like there's a lot going on and a book is trying to eat my friend. So I rolled a 5.
Your crossbow fires kind of as you're leaping, and the bolt hits the ground very close to Townley's ear.
Yeah, that would add injury to insult. So I'm just gonna. I totally meant to do that, but I'm gonna take a minute and regroup. I think.
Okay, good. Frittata, you are next, followed by Polly.
All right. I feel like just the shock of this situation and the fact that I'm not like an academic or anything, but I really like my poetry, and the fact that a book has now betrayed me is that's not okay. So I'm immediately going to rage, and I'm very mad at our educational system right now, and I'm just gonna scream, "You can't have him!" and smash at the book orb, whatever it is at this point. And I get advantage because I am raging. And that is let's see, using my maul, that's an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits a book orb.
All right. Well, this book orb is going to take some bludgeoning damage, but I didn't roll very well. So that's 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right. I have noted that.
And I'm also like getting right up in its face. Like I'm, I don't know, taunting it somehow. Maybe just screaming at its face.
You've engaged the book.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Erica?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Paulie, how you doing?
How you doing? All right. I'm going to take my club and I'm going to swing it at this orb. And oh crap. All right. That was a critical fail. I got a 1 +4, so that's
Yeah.
not good. But I have a bonus action of magic stones.
Oh, nice.
So I can touch stones and then throw them at something. So I'm going to go for the magic stone throwing, and let's
Can
see
you do
if
that
that
if
does
you're
it
right
any
next to
better.
it?
I have it as a bonus action.
I just mean, is that a ranged attack, or are you smashing it with a
It
rock
has
in
a
your
range
hand?
of 60 feet, but I could throw it at any distance.
I think you have disadvantage if you're right next to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any ranged attack has disadvantage if you're standing right next to an enemy.
It says range is touch to make the stones magic, but it doesn't say. Let's see. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it in a sling if thrown.
Yeah, to make a ranged attack, that's the keyword there. A ranged spell attack.
All right, so I can't do that then.
Oh, well,
You
so
can.
let me just check. Magic stones makes the rocks
Magic.
magic.
Mhm.
So you've done that. But I don't think the bonus action doesn't include the throwing of the rocks.
Okay, then I have a
Makes
whole
sense.
bunch of magic stones ready to go.
Yes, you have them ready to
Sweet.
go. And
All
you
right.
may on your next turn say, want to back up so that you are not in danger of, But yeah, in general, when you do a ranged attack next to something, you have disadvantage on it, as opposed to when you're at a distance, you do not. So
Okay, so I make some magic stones and I back
you're
up.
ready to go. Okay, cool. Tiff is, I think Little Antony is next.
All right, little Antony, he is able to go invisible, so
Okay.
he just does that.
Okay.
Good call.
Also, because of so he's kind of my familiar now,
Yep.
and they're named Quasits, which I think is a crazy name. Is that
Yep,
is that how I say it? Yeah.
I have no
apparently
idea. It's a
we
D&D
have
name though.
so me and Quasit little Antony.
It kind of just sounds like Polly is saying closet, but yeah.
So he goes invisible.
Yep, very helpful.
And we have a telepathic link now because now he's like my
Ooh.
familiar. So in case
Ooh.
anything, goes down, we can kind of chit chat with each other. So I just want to
Okay.
put that out there in case everyone's wondering. Me and little Antony, we're like this, like this.
Cool.
So anyway, he's invisible.
All right. Well, Monty, it is Townley's turn. I believe that you get to do the thing that does not come up a lot in Total Party Kill, and this is certainly very exciting. In the first hour of our adventure, death saving throw. Roll
Here
high,
comes-
friend.
Partial party kill coming up.
Yeah. This is the listeners demand blood. They're
I
really
I rolled a 16,
Nice.
succeeding
All right, that's
on a
good.
death save.
yeah.
Fun.
Take that, listeners. He is one step towards stabilization. Our listeners are very nice people, but they are sociopaths who prayed for all of your deaths, and it's hard to
Bloodthirsty
reconcile
people.
that. Yeah, lovely people, but they are murderous as all get out. All right. We are back around to the book's turn. I believe that for Tata, you have engaged with the book and are up in its face. It doesn't really have a face.
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you really have it as a spine in its current orb form, but you're in its aura,
Orb.
and it
I'm in
is
its orbit.
yeah. So you're traveling in the same circle as it. It is going to attempt to drain life from you.
I need my life.
Well, I have very bad news. The book
Uh-oh.
is on a roll here. It has rolled a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
You are going to
Go
take
book.
16 necrotic damage.
Wow. Okay. All right. So sadly, my rage just gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, not necrotic. But
Yep.
I do have Stone's Endurance. So as a reaction, I am going to roll a d12 and add my Constitution bonus, which is 0 because thanks Twitter for creating this character for me. and I rolled a 6, so I get to decrease that damage by 6.
All
which
right.
is good because otherwise I would have been unconscious as well.
Also, bad news. You must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
All right. Well,
Monty,
I
this didn't
rolled-
happen to you because you were unconscious. So
all right. I rolled 12 plus 2, so a 14. So I succeed
All right.
on that saving throw. So it
You-
was 16 minus 6 would be 10.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
and you don't get the negative effects of what it was going to do to you
beyond
stealing your health. But yes, you feel sapped of energy. This is a new experience in terms of a book trying to murder you.
Very, very true. I turn to something beside me and I say, "Ow, that really hurt. Did you see that?" But not.
I lay there unconscious and do not respond.
Yeah. Nyasa, it is your turn.
Ooh, okay. I think I possibly didn't pack enough daggers for this reading session.
You only brought 2 daggers.
He bought more daggers than that, but he's only put 2 of them into books so far.
Yeah.
They don't have belts where you come from.
Yeah, she doesn't have a pouch.
I was just reading a book.
Trying to get into character. He's a librarian now.
Okay, I think I will attempt because the one thing I have got, which would work good against books, but maybe not glowing orbs, is a firebolt. So I will attempt to set the book orb on fire.
Saying my sister is a librarian and she has lots of daggers. No word of a lie.
I rolled a 16.
Wisconsin people. 16 will hit. Okay. I think that so far is the lowest number that has hit the book, but you've rolled a lot of high numbers and lower than 10. You're converging on what the book's armor class is.
Okay. Well, I get a 1d10 fire damage, and I rolled an 8.
All right, your firebolt ripples through the book orb. It looks kind of structurally unwell. It's kind of all wobbly and flickery now. If this was 4th edition, you could say it's bloodied. I
will also, as a bonus action, I will attempt to hide.
Okay. Attempt to hide. How does that work?
I think it's a stealth check.
All right. Make a stealth check. I'll tell you, the book doesn't have any eyes, so you may not be aware of what its senses are and how your ability to hide from them or not.
Well, I rolled a 23.
All right. So that sounds pretty good. So the book may be unaware of where you are. All set, James?
Yep, I think that's all.
Aline, Lapis is next, followed by Frittata.
All right. So Lapis is kind of taking a minute to regroup, reloads the crossbow, and we know a 16 hits. So that is 6 piercing damage.
All right. The orb is looking significantly not as structurally intact as it did. It kind of wobbles and shakes, and the light that was kind of pulsing out of it is kind of all flickery and weird. It seems like maybe 2 good hits would take it down. All set, Lapis?
Yep.
Frittata is next, followed by Polly.
Hoping to make one of those good hits that takes it down. Still have advantage because I'm still raging. I say, if books are ships that sail the seas, I'm going to sink this one. And
wow, poetic.
Trying to stay in character. That's an 18 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Let's see if I can roll better on damage this time. A bit. 10 bludgeoning damage.
All right. The book is
11. Sorry, I can't add.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you, that made a difference. The orb explodes in your face, Frittata, coating you in kind of a slime-like ectoplasmic substance. Other than the kind of goo on you and the table and surfaces around you, there is no sign of the book. You are out of combat. Paul Townley is still unconscious. Yeah. Townley. This isn't it. So let's just do a quick review here of what your character classes are, and a thrilling discussion of party balance vis-a-vis who has the ability to heal people. Okay, Holly.
I was told to make a fighty character, so
that's
what I did.
So Erica, you brought a Goliath.
Uh-huh.
Nyasa is some kind of murder bot.
Rogue, I believe.
A rogue. Aline, what is Lapis?
She is like a necromantic cleric.
Oh, well, so if in like 2 death saving throws, suddenly your skills will be useful.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but perhaps here to save the day, Tiff, remind us what Polly is.
Polly's a druid.
Okay. Does anyone have any healing spells they want to use to help Monty out?
Yeah, I'll heal Monty for
Okay.
one of my spell slots.
Okay,
right.
do it.
So it's 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. So that was 2 plus 1, so that's 3.
Thank you.
All right, Monty, you are, or specifically Townley, you are back up. You are conscious. Probably you've got a decent splatter of goo on you from the orb that was exploded over your body. But you are all out of combat. You're in the reading room. Things are a bit chaotic. Probably a lot of furniture got knocked over. Stacks of books have been scattered about. And this is certainly the first time a book has tried to murder anyone recently. So I don't know if you have things you want to say or do about that.
That
Does
book
anyone
was
else-
amazing. I was reading it, and it's like the guy's ideas were filling my mind. And the book, it did turn into an orb. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I get it now.
My eyes are really wide. Like I'm still holding onto my maul. I'm looking around the room. Are there shelves I could be looking behind? I'm worried that there's more bad stuff's going to happen to us. Are there any other books in the room besides my journal, which is very...
There are many books in this room, as you have, especially as the group that has been trying to figure out how to solve this curse on their blighted town. They probably have pretty decent sized piles of books on the table that they have sorted through in terms of books to be read and books that they have set aside as no longer useful.
All right,
but yeah, I think there are stacks and stacks of books in this room.
I'm moving to one end of the table and I'm keeping an eye on all the books and I'm keeping my maul at the ready. But I would also like to say to my friends, I don't feel very well. I'm worried about these books.
I don't feel
think we
very
should do
well
anything
either.
for a good hour.
For Tata, do you want to give me a quick perception check on the books?
Sure. Oh, let's see what my perception is like in this character. Oh, that's a -1. So that would be a 16.
The stacks of books that you're near look extremely inanimate.
Okay.
Can I look around at books?
Yeah.
16.
None of the other books on the table next to you, Townley, look in danger of trying to murder you. Not that one did at first, but it did kind of go through a bit of a transformation where it clamped down on you in book form and then slowly morphed into this strange orb. Now, Townley, you are trained in some of the arcane arts and had one of the most up close views of this if you wanted to try and ponder what the heck just happened here.
I would like to ponder that, yes.
Would you like to ponder that in the form of an arcana check?
Sure. An arcana check. Yes. Well, that might not be bad. It might be a 6. It is a 6.
Okay. Well, 6 is not great. I'm going to tell you that certainly that was extremely non-book-like behavior for a book, and that you think...
Interesting.
Can I roll an arcana check?
Just let me give Monty a little bit more useless information, and that you suspect that might have been whether the book was enchanted or it was some kind of magical creature taking the form of a book, but certainly that was not any mere mundane book. Something else is afoot.
Is it still in the shape of a sphere that has been attacked?
The shape of ectoplasm.
The sphere is exploded. There is nothing. All that is left is a generous amount of slime. So there's very little in the form of a corpse to autopsy at this situation. So
Polly goes up to the slime and takes his finger and runs it through it and tastes it.
Do a Constitution check, Polly.
Let's see. Do I have a Constitution modifier?
Saving throw specifically, so you might even have. Yeah.
I don't think. Where would that be? I got a 9.
Top leftish on your character sheet.
Constitution +3. So
that was important.
12.
You feel queasy, but are not poisoned. So.
Can I also do an Arcana check then on how I feel?
Yeah.
And the goo.
Yeah.
15, 16, 17.
I think you determined that you should be more selective about what goo you put in your mouth. So, because that was not nutritious or medicinal in any way, and in fact, yeah, you have mild food poisoning.
I think
For Tata.
I rolled really badly on my Arcana check. This character is very strange and I'm proficient in Arcana. I've studied it a lot, but I still.
You're one of those arcane Goliath barbarians.
Well, that's what happens when you get ripped from one plane of existence to another when that's not supposed to happen. You look into these things.
Got it. But you rolled poorly and just think these books sure are weird. Nyasa?
Nyasa's gonna re-emerge from the shadows, collect the 2 daggers, and then go along the shelves, selecting a number of books, each of which have a number of daggers stored in the back, and then go for a rather large book, and she sort of comically pulls out a large short bow from the book and puts it behind her back.
Like fold, or was it like an atlas that was really a large format?
How many bookshelves though, right? We just have a table with some books on
I think that there are empty shelves in here to store the books you are using.
How many books have you defaced?
I mean,
because I'm not okay with it.
They were like that when I found them. And the fact that the daggers
bluff check.
How many books were like that when you found them?
There was like 4 that contained daggers, 1 that had a short bow, and I mean, it's like the fact that those daggers have my initials
each of
on
these
them
books
are...
each of these books are irreplaceable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every book in this library is the only copy.
Yeah.
How many have you tasted?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you were nearly just eaten by a book. But
that's another book that's gone.
But
that book is now the only copy is gone from the library.
Oh my God.
That'll be a problem.
I immediately am distracted. I need a notebook.
I hand you a notebook. I have some extras in my pack.
I start writing down everything I can remember from the book before it attacked me.
Oh no.
This is not Matt's Mighty Digressions. This is a tribute. Got it.
Right.
I think Nyasa just has that sort of weary look that she realizes that she has tried to get out and has been dragged back in, and is just sort of like loading up her belt with all the various things that she has concealed around the room.
All right, you start jigging up the floor where you've got your.
It's like a
we can't solve this book
hitting
puzzle.
the concrete floor and retrieving the.
Lapis, you are trained in the mystical arts. How are you doing?
I am really curious. I'm kind of like searching my pockets for like the Ghostbusters business card because the ectoplasm is a little bit weird. I'm really curious as to, because all I saw or all I knew was that Townley was reading, and I have no idea what triggered this to happen. So like, Townley, did you do anything with the book? Did you read anything like out loud?
What was the book?
Yeah. What happened? What was happening when this happened?
Well, and since I'm writing what I remember, I assume I could say, well, what I had just read was this thing. It was saying that arcane spells and divine spells and the weave. There was something about the weave, I think. And it didn't say anything about the Queen of Air and Darkness, which is where magical powers actually come from. You know,
that's a huge
I was telling you
oversight.
about this before, about how the Queen of Air and Darkness came to me and blessed me and gave me magic eyes. But it was mostly just magical theory. Like I've written down the last sentences I remember, and it's just pretty much boring stuff, and I read them out loud.
Yeah.
And then it attacked me, and I don't really remember a lot because I was unconscious.
So I rolled 10 to an Arcana check, which is only slightly better than what other people have done.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell you with 10, and for the purposes of the adventure not completely stalling out here.
Also, you asked a bunch of good questions.
Yeah, you asked a bunch of good questions. With a 10, it occurs to you, Lapis. Certainly that this obviously is some kind of magical creature. And in fact, a word kind of flits across your brain, a ridiculous D&D word I will put in the chat for you. You have a memory of somebody telling you about a creature called a Gingwatsum, which is some kind of like creature that is basically like a shape-changing aberration that sometimes takes on it can disguise itself as a mundane object, and that it is this weird little magical creature that has to feed on life energy. So it basically there are stories of wizards like creating one of them, forgetting about it, and then getting attacked by by a chair, and they're different from the you remember some haughty nerd telling you that that's haughty.
I was
haughty.
gonna.
I was like a haughty nerd. Hey,
Terrifying.
tell me more about this haughty nerd.
Hello.
Evolutionary, not related at all to mimics, though similar in experience when like a beaker in your lab that you forgot about attacks you one day and tries to siphon your life force, and they can be quite dangerous, as evidenced by the fact that one almost killed Townley, and if Townley had been here late at night studying by himself, might be dead.
So maybe that wasn't a one-of-a-kind book.
So
there's another one out there somewhere. We're fine.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting. Is there a catalog somewhere?
Oh yeah, of course. It is Candlekeep Library. I think probably access to the catalog might be handled via the Avowed, but you could certainly go and talk to somebody if you wanted to do that, or summon someone to this room.
I think we have to summon someone to this room and see if they can find the actual copy of this book.
Do we?
How
want
long is it going to take
to-
somebody to get to this room? I just want to know because I really need to spend a hit die, and I suspect maybe Townley does too. I don't know.
If you want to take a short rest, I'll allow you to do that right now.
Yeah, like as we're mulling this all over, I will
Great.
finally put my maul
But
down.
do we want to invite somebody to come and see the sort of devastation that we have caused in this?
Some of us
We
have
didn't cause
destroyed
this.
more books than others, friend.
They will.
By the way, going into the short rest, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire so that each object in a 20-foot cube is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. My choice.
Love it.
Let's say violet light, and every creature is outlined in light, just because it looks cool.
And would this tell you if there are any other creatures hiding in the room?
It would, yes, because creatures in the area when the spell is cast are also outlined by light if they fail a dexterity saving throw.
You feel confident that there are no other creatures lying in wait, hidden as books, waiting to murder you in this room.
That's fine. I am just doing it so that I have something to stare at with a dazed expression.
Okay. So you've taken an hour, which is the important thing to do after you commit any crime, is to wait around at the scene of the crime for an hour in quiet reflection. And, well, I mean, crime, technically you destroyed a book, but
Self-defense.
self-defense.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't.
it wasn't
Thanks.
a book, we think.
It wasn't a book when we destroyed it. It was a glowing orb.
Mhm.
It was an imposter who had infiltrated the library, and we killed it.
Yeah.
We've done a service.
So I
That's
think
what
it
we
is
do with
now-
imposters.
Yeah.
No.
You could go and seek out one of the Avowed. You could summon one to this room. I think it's totally up to you what you want to do. I've got a list of adjutants who would probably be available to you as low-level adventurers. I believe last time, did you work with Oren Glass, the somewhat elderly, forgetful adjutant? Does that sound familiar at all?
We
He
might
probably
be
forgot us.
elderly and forgetful as well,
Mm.
so you might need to remind us.
I'm going to roll. You know what? This would normally be a place where I'd go for continuity. I'm going to roll a d8 and find out which of the Avowed you will meet with this time. It's not
Is
going to be Oren.
there who?
It won't be Oren. I've rolled a different number this time. So,
Is there
yeah.
like a bell on the wall we can hit?
yeah, I think there's like, because you're in one of the, ooh, nice. You're in one of the kind of bigger public reading rooms. There's like a bell cord, and it connects to something. There's the weird thing where a lot of the all the hallways in the study rooms here, the pillars of pedagogy, have been enchanted so that sound doesn't travel through them to make things very quiet. But they have set it up such that you can basically call for an adjutant, and that would be not uncommon. That's probably a thing you've done throughout your week here, either to arrange for food to be brought here, or to bring books taken away, or new books to arrive. So after a couple minutes have passed, the door pops open, and a young-looking human woman, looks like probably maybe 18 or 19 years old, wearing the bright purple adjutant robes, strides in, looking confidently, and says, "Fenris Lancaster, adjutant, here to help you. What do you need today?" She looks around a little bit nervously, smiling very big at you never mentioned if you were going to clean up after the fight.
Oh yeah.
So there may be still some knocked over furniture and piles of books.
I think while they were taking a rest, we kind of like
half-assedly
shoved some ectoplasm under a carpet.
Okay. I would say after an hour, probably the ectoplasm has evaporated.
Foliated off.
Just-
No kidding.
Yeah.
I wanted
Leaving
some.
just a series of questionable stains.
I was hoping for some ectoplasm still around so we could explain what happened.
All right. Let's say you save some in like a little
All right.
thing. I'll just say that Frittata is no longer coated in ectoplasm without having to take a shower. So
I was reading a book by Mazaroth Gether, and it turned into a monster and attacked us. And what's left is this ectoplasm. Is there another copy somewhere?
I believe that was literally the only copy of Mazaroth's Mighty Digressions. I mean, it's handwritten. This is tragic.
It wasn't a book. He wrote it on a creature.
Well,
do you have other creatures here, like people who have been tattooed with books? Can we read them?
Look, I assure you, this happens very rarely at Candlekeep, and if you'll consult the service agreement you signed upon entry, Candlekeep disowns all responsibility for this. And in fact, honestly, this is probably your fault to lose a book.
100% it's my fault.
Explain it.
This is very serious. Look, there's a whole protocol for this. I've got to check. She pulls out like a handbook. Let's see here. Book is secretly a monster. Oh heavens, there is going to be so much paperwork, but you can do this. You can do this. This is going to be okay. Well, I would like to apologize. But I assure you, this apology carries with it no legal responsibility for Candlekeep Library. That's what it says here. Look, this. I'll be honest with you. This has happened a couple times recently, but this is very serious. We probably got to get this whole place cleared out to get it decontaminated. You should probably take your things and go.
Okay, wait.
Do you have any other books by this guy?
She flips through. She's got like a mini catalog, and it's kind of strange when she pulls it out. She pulls the book out of her pocket, and it looks like it's kind of like just like a notebook. And she puts it down on the table, and suddenly it's about 4 feet tall. And she starts flipping through it. She's like, "No, that is the only one." Self-offered. Rolls her eyes a bit at that. Recent addition to the collection.
Give her a dirty look when she rolls her eyes at self.
Oh, who donated this book?
Let's see here. Yes, it was donated by a recent visitor to Candlekeep, one Yalarian High Scroll. Looks like, just about a month ago. I think he's still here. I think I saw him at the Hearth the other day.
Did he give you any other books? You said this has happened a few times.
They only donated this one book. This was their admission book.
Where can we find this person?
The Yalarian, they tend to hang out in the Hearth. I think they're here on a studies trip. They're an acolyte.
To the Hearth.
You guys should have some sort of Ging Watsim protocol.
Oh no.
Agreed.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds horrible. I can
look it up in your library. I walk out.
Oh God!
Wait! But you mentioned that there had been other incidents lately. What can you tell us about that?
You didn't hear from me, but this is like the third time in the last 2 months. Oh God, so much decontamination.
So you mentioned that Yalarian person. Have they been here the entire 2 months? When did they
No,
arrive?
they only got here about a month ago.
No. I still think we should talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what other books were enchanted or were created like this?
Look, enchanted is a strong word.
Okay, not don't debate the
Destructive.
semantics. What were the other books
All
that
right.
caused such destruction?
Febris pulls out a binder, and it's full of kind of paperwork. It's a lot of it written up kind of forms on bright red print, and it's flipping through it, and it's clearly there's like written on like kind of sloppily on the cover of the big blue binder. It says incident reports, and she says, "Let's see. And you know." Is this confidential? No one told me this is confidential, so I'll tell you. I want to be helpful. The other two books, The Dark Hunger, classified here as some kind of ectoplasmic monster. That's what the book became, not what the book was about. And then Fallen Tethiamar. That one was recent. It's about a dwarf king here. Oh, yep. Also ectoplasmic monster. So yeah, 3 books. These were all recent additions to the catalog, all books that were donated as part of admission. Just so you know, the one of the recent books, Dark Hunger, there's a tiefling who donated it. Valor, her name is. Technically, she's paying off her debt because of the whole monster incident. I don't really know what's going to happen with you, but it seems like either you or Yalarian is in trouble. That's above my pay grade, but I should start the paperwork now.
I feel like Yalarian should be in trouble because he's the one who put a monster in your stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sign
Yeah.
on the wall that says it's been 10 days since somebody was eaten by a book? And she just changes the sign to say
Zero.
0.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to
Oh,
check.
and
heavy sigh, but heavy sigh said while smiling probably the whole time.
since you're here, could we get a round of meatball subs?
Yes.
Do you have a card that I can? She punches little holes in your meatball sub cards.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Thanks. I was getting real hungry there.
Yeah, make mine a 2 foot long.
Little peckish.
Little Anthony needs one as well.
Oh, is little Anthony visible again?
As
after
soon
an hour?
as you said meatball sub, he became like
As
visible.
if it was a summoning word.
He's gotten really into the meatball subs.
Well, friends, we have been presented with the mystery of what is going on with Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions. What is going on with these other books that have attacked people throughout Candlekeep? Will we find answers from Valor or Yalarian High Scroll? Where will our adventure take us? Perhaps beyond the walls of Candlekeep itself? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.
Okay.
We are.
There's
now
a lot
back
of
You
on-
have
state
two official
tartans. That
tart.
doesn't
I
make
have
any
two
sense.
official Alberta tartans.
I-
Two of them.
I think I looked
The
up
regular one and the dress one.
I looked up the Thompson
As our official
tartan.
reptile is the garter snake, so I don't know about that.
The Thompson tartan, I think, was made in the 70s, and it looks like it was made in the 70s because it's various forms of brown, and I refuse to accept its authenticity.
Are we live, James?
We are live, talking tartans on Total
Tartan.
Party Kill.
Tartan
Tartan party kill.
Ooh, what's the state dance of Washington? The square dance. Oh, most of these are square dances. That's another.
we don't have that.
We're learning
Squarest
about
of
ourselves
dances.
and our states, people. Everything's
This is
great.
what happens when you go into a library.
We do have an
all right.
official grass. Rough fescue.
Seattle does too.
I thought that
Delaware's
was
state
official-
dance was the maypole from 2016 to 2017, but now it is back to having no state dance.
What did
It's-
the maple do?
What?
Wow.
Yeah, like what did it
The
do
maple
to
is
deserve
canceled.
that?
Yeah, the maple secretly a Nazi.
I think the maypole
so-
is a great dance. That'd be fun.
Well,
I've always wanted to do it.
It's too symbolic.
No, it's very symbolic.
mm. Do you guys want to play more Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yes,
If we
I
have to.
guess.
All right.
To the hearth.
Let us start things off with we'll do a quick rapid fire intro because it may or may not be cut out when these episodes actually get released a million years from now. Hi, live stream. Hi, bootleg. Gonna play some more D&D for your amusement. Just a note here.
I looked over a minute ago, and my
Um,
XLR cable is covered in tooth marks.
Okay. Oh, my guess was cat hair.
Close.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. Today we are playing more of Candlekeep Level 2, Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions. This is our second session of this adventure. Allow me to quickly introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then we'll jump into the action so far. First off, the one, the only, it's Tiff Arment. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, she, her, Tiff Arment playing Poorly Quartz, he, him, rock gnome druid. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, and also we gotta say Lil Antony. Lil
Lil
Antony,
Antony.
my sidekick. Hey.
Sidekick. A sidekick of few words, it seems
Oh
like.
wait, he goes. Err!
Okay, yeah. Let me tell you, having a sidekick that doesn't have dialogue is definitely a pro Dungeons and Dragons move. The Dog and Pony show where everyone has sidekicks that we forget about a lot. Cumbersome. Also joining us, it's Monty Ashley. Hi, Monty.
Hi, Tony. Hi, audience. I'm Monty Ashley, he, him. I'm playing Townley Mountain Taker, a wild-eyed warlock.
Who spent a good chunk of our last session unconscious, which I always feel bad about when it's like you're just doing death saving throws. Monty was real polite about it because he's that kind of guy. Also joining us, Erica Ensign. Hi, Erica.
Hello, I am playing Frittata, a Goliath barbarian who is haunted, and our pronouns are she, her.
Next up, James Thompson.
Hi, James Thompson, he, him. I am playing Nyassa Nightweaver, she, her, who is a high elf rogue and apparently serial book defacer.
And
Cool.
last but not least, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, my pronouns are she, her, and I play Lapis, the Tabaxi cleric, necromantic variety, and her pronouns are also she, her.
All right, what has been happening in Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions? Well, Townley was given a nice read through the titular Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions. When the book attacked him, turned out it was not a book, but in fact some kind of magical creature known as a Gingwatsum, which is just a great Dungeons and Dragons word. It's got a G in it. It's got a Z in it. What more could you ask for? And so we are now kind of presented with the mystery of what is going on in Candlekeep. One of the avowed, the monks that run Candlekeep, has let you know that this is not the first time this has happened. It's actually the third incident in recent months. Has given you the name of Yularian High Scroll, a scholar who donated the book, Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions, that has caused this trouble, and also mentioned the name of Valor, a tiefling. I believe they mentioned that they might be some kind of bodyguard or adventurer who is in trouble for donating another book that caused some issues, and they mentioned the title of a third book that has turned out to be some kind of magical creature here in Candlekeep. The Vow that was working with you, Fembris Larlancer, has run off to file paperwork and deal with decontaminating the room that was coated in ectoplasm for the whole fight, but could be found if needed for more information. But I believe
those meatball subs.
Yeah. Well, I think you were given basically kind of some what's the word for it?
Vouchers.
Tokens, not tokens, vouchers. You've been given vouchers for meatball good subs, which are good for redemption at the Hearth, the tavern of Candlekeep, which I believe was your next place that you were interested in going, because it seemed like a place where you might find some of the names that Fembris had mentioned. So meatball sub vouchers in hand, you leave the Pillars of Pedagogy, cross the expansive Court of Air, and head into the Hearth. It's late afternoon, so there's not a huge crowd in the Hearth. People are probably off doing their work in the Pillars of Pedagogy, or have headed out from Candlekeep for the day to do whatever adventuring is there. But there's a small crowd in there, and the Hearth is always an interesting mix of scholars passing through Candlekeep, adventurers looking for their next adventure, kind of like you all. And at this time, it's not unusual to see somebody in the Hearth sitting in the corner by themselves with a book. So you find your way in. It's about a third full or 2/3 empty, depending on whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. I'll assume first order of business is to redeem those meatball sub vouchers.
I would like to turn to everyone and say, here, I will take those and redeem them and bring them all back for you.
I do not give mine to her.
Oh, what?
Anybody who does,
there's levels of trust in the adventuring party.
Nobody touches Paulie's food.
Yeah,
they're clearly going to eat all of them.
I think Nyasa turns to Tiff and says, or turns to Paulie and says, I knew there was a reason I liked you, kid.
All right, well then, if nobody does, I'm still gonna go up there first, and I'm gonna look straight at the person who is
Yep, there's a kind of burly dwarf behind the counter. I would say between when Frittata and the burly dwarf, there's quite a height discrepancy between the two of you. But the burly dwarf is there at the bar, and there's a very simple limited menu at the Hearth, especially midday. But is there to take your order.
I have given my voucher to Frittata.
All right.
Okay.
So I hand them over, and I do the thing where I look at this dwarf and I use my haunted one feature, and I just look and I say, we have just been through something intense. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was rough. Would you please get us our meatball subs? And I hand over the tickets.
All right. So you hand over 2 tickets.
Yep.
The burly dwarf behind the counter says, I've been there, kid, and ladles on extra meatballs onto your meatball subs. Your subs are just laden with, it's 2 meatball subs worth of meatballs crammed into a meatball sub. Guys, I don't think I like meatball subs. I don't know if this reflects poorly on me as a person.
It does.
It does. Yeah. It really does. Yeah.
I find
very poorly.
No, honestly, Tony, I'm with you.
I don't understand who thought it was a good idea, because I don't even understand how you're supposed to eat it, because do you eat the meatball in a bite? No, you don't do that. But then you're eating part of a meatball. It's just it's preposterous.
Well, they're not supposed to be huge meatballs. They're supposed to be biteable meatballs.
They're supposed to be some huge balls.
Yeah,
big ones.
And they're foot long. I figure 3 meatballs.
6. Yeah, not very many. Okay. Also, they get soggy. I like the idea of the hot. All right, sorry. Sorry.
Let's talk about this. No, we're gonna have a discussion.
Wait, you've clearly just had these bad meatball subs.
I may have had meatball subs. I just find the whole premise of them structurally unsound.
You want a meatball, but you want to carry it around, so you need the bread to keep your hands from getting covered in meatball.
I feel like the meatball was some kind of if they had kept going, they would have gotten to calzones, and then I'm back. But the meatball sub is some kind of
what shape of meat? What shape of meat would you accept in a sense?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is a meat?
You could always slice the balls, slice them up.
I'm just saying, I think the delivery of the meatball sub is not. It's not a great meat delivery system. It's soggy. It's a lot of bread. I'm just saying that I don't know. Maybe I've only ever had bad meatball subs, but I think the greatest meatball sub I could ever have would be inferior compared to an average burrito. Is what I'm saying, and I'm saying that as a person who enjoys a good number of burritos. I had a burrito yesterday. It's great. So anyway,
Humble brag.
meatball subs, you're on notice. Yes. sorry, entire state of New Jersey. So
This is just a way
No,
to
you're the
brag
one that's
that you
gonna be
had a
sorry.
burrito.
and a taqueria.
Tony's going to
Great
wake
place.
up with a meatball sub on his pillow.
Yeah, Tony's going to be
Meatball sub.
sorry. Not New Jersey's never sorry.
Mm. All right. Anyway, so
The mythical land of New
look,
Jersey.
I'm sharing things about my life. None of this impacts the canon of this game, where meatball subs are one of the only things available at the Hearth, and you all enjoy them greatly.
So we turn away and walk past the rest of you.
Giant
with
meatball
our like
subs.
just
Yeah.
overflowing meatball subs.
The two greatest meatball subs ever seen. So
I just smile.
and I don't know how many of you need to eat your meatball subs now versus like do you want to meet NPCs on a full
mine's
stomach
gone.
or an empty stomach? All right, so yeah,
I'm just going to be snacking on mine for the rest of the adventure.
okay, getting tomato sauce everywhere.
Yeah.
It takes away the taste of the ectoplasm.
Mm. So you all wanted to go here. You're here now. Do something.
I look around. Do I see what was the description that we were given of Yularian?
You had been. I believe that Thembris mentioned that Valerian was a young scholar, and you do looking around. There's not too many people in the Hearth at this time. There is seated at the bar, not too far from where you ordered your meatball subs, frittata. There is a human scholar kind of perched in the corner, reading from some books.
Is it Yolarian or Volarian?
It's with a Y, so I don't know how you pronounce it.
All right. I'm just going to
Yolarian.
kind of look over at that scholarly looking person and just say, Yolarian. Hey. What you doing?
Yularian seems somewhat startled. They close their book and head over to them, to where all you are. Again, this is a human dressed in kind of the traveling robes of perhaps some kind of acolyte or independent scholar. You would guess this person is probably mid to late 20s. They look not exactly like a rugged adventurer like yourselves, but somebody who is at home with a book and comes to a tavern in a library to read more books. Yes. Yularian High Scroll at your service. I don't think we've had the pleasure.
I take his hand and I shake it very hard, like very, very rough. I'd be like, hi, my name's Paulie. Nice to meet you. We're going to sit down and have a little talk. Okay? Is that good with you? And I'm still shaking his hand. I'm not letting it go. Like he's trying to like pull it away. I'm not letting it go.
Nyasa pulls a couple of knives out and is just sort of, just sharpening one in a vaguely threatening slash
vaguely threatening.
I mean, I think there's probably a lot of knife sharpening happens in pubs. So
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
This is the dining area.
Well, Yularian is still shaking hands with Polly because Yularian is not being given a choice. So Yularian, they just kind of go from standing shaking hands with Polly to sitting shaking hands with Polly with the group, and they are definitely looking a little bit wide-eyed at all of you. I think you are. Again, we've got quite a collection here, in terms of a tabaxi, a rock gnome, a somewhat haunted-looking warlock, Nyasa, who, has that. There's just no way to shake that assassin on the run look. And of course, Frittata, the 8-foot-tall Goliath bodyguard. So I think when you all travel as a pack, also, I guess perhaps perched on Polly's shoulder is a small demon, so it's
it's a tiny fiend,
which I believe a fiend is a type of demon, or demons are a type of fiend, but yes, a small demonic looking green monster. So you have an effect on people in general, but Yularian as well.
I would like to state that little Antony is covered in tomato sauce.
Of course. Yularian says somewhat nervously, of course, happy to help. Yularian High School. I'm an acolyte, an independent scholar at your service. How can I help?
I'm curious, just like out of character. I'm curious about this party. Do we have somebody who is like either very intelligent or very charismatic who has been the spokesperson, or?
I'm very charismatic.
I'm pretty.
I'm discovering that this is
Monty, is
actually
your
one of my
character?
more intelligent characters.
I used to be intelligent, but then a couple books fell on my head.
I'm charismatic, but in no way intelligent.
Intelligence is my second highest stat. Thanks, Twitter.
That's
I would
barbarian.
like to bring out a handful of ectoplasm and splat it down on the table and say, that's what's left of Mazaroth's mighty digressions, which you brought to the library, and it knocked me out.
Yularian
Really good
looks like in some state of shock.
Where'd you get it?
My heavens, I am so sorry. I just thought it was a book. I bought that book myself. I paid a lot of money for that book not 10 days ago. Are you okay?
Can we roll insight on that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it insight to find out if they're lying?
Yes.
12.
23.
Townley, yeah, Yularian seems to be genuinely shocked and concerned for your health.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I was hoping
The
to stab
book,
someone.
I stopped
The
shaking his
book
hand. I'm very
attacked you.
disappointed.
just to clarify, Yularian is a they them. So Yularian is like, "Are you okay?" To
Well,
tell-
yes, obviously now, but where'd you get the book? Where'd you get the book, Yularian?
Well, I as I said 10 days ago, I bought it. I was traveling on my way to Candlekeep. I stopped over in Baldur's Gate. Any of you would be familiar. Baldur's Gate is the major city near Candlekeep. I bought it there in the marketplace. I did not know that I was buying a monster. I paid so much for that book.
That monster.
I paid for too much for that monster.
We didn't really say it was a monster.
Well, it attacked you.
It was a monster.
And his ectoplasm.
And it turned into ectoplasm. I think
Yeah.
that's a safe assumption.
I just don't trust people. That's
I'm
my nature.
ever so sorry. Are we going to get in trouble?
I'm afraid
You are.
You
going
are.
to be in trouble. Yes.
Can
God.
you describe
am-
the person you bought this from?
Well, it was in the Wide. That's the big marketplace in Baldur's Gate. It was a very talkative salesperson. They were too talkative. The name of the place. They sold books. They specialized in rare books, and I was assured that this was an important rare book and that Candlekeep would be very impressed by it.
Did you tell them you were coming to Candlekeep and that's why you were getting the book?
It definitely came up.
What did the shopkeeper talk like? What? Do an impression of them right now.
Do you have a name?
Hey, you kid, you want a book? You want a good book? This is the
Wow.
book you need. It was like that. I think.
What was the name of the person? The stall? Where you bought
I
it?
don't remember. It was something. I don't remember. Something. No, it's like it's just there.
You can have a bite of this meatball sandwich if you can remember.
Could you stop sharpening the knives? It's very distracting.
Put the knives back and start sharpening arrows.
Slightly less threatening, at least. I mean, So, Yularian is thinking, and they're thinking, and they're thinking. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember. It began with an A. It definitely began with an A.
Okay.
And it was something books. Something books.
A book. A books.
No, well, there was like a word, like a name.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so tell us more about how, like, so you were in the market looking for a book, right? Is that what happened?
I was in the wide. I was spent only a day in Baldur's Gate. I was headed here. I need to learn more about everything. But specifically, I'm concerned with the land of Toril. It's really my field of study. I'm one of the scholars on Toril, and there's so many books here at the.
Okay. So you went and you were looking for book vendors. And
yes.
did you stumble across this book vendor, or did you ask for a recommendation for somewhere to go?
No, I mean, I don't really know Baldur's Gate well, but the wide is that, it's so noisy and hectic. And I'll be honest, this was one of the book stalls that was there was no other customers there at the time, and it seemed quiet, and it seemed like you just get in and get out, and they were helpful, and they sold me the book, and I thought it was a book.
Okay, so they were helpful. So did you go up to them and say, "Hey, I'm going to Candlekeep and I need a book to take. Do you have anything?" Or did you just start browsing? And
oh no, I told them I needed something rare to get into Candlekeep.
Okay.
Because it needs to be something they don't have already, of course.
Right.
Did you get a receipt?
No, they didn't seem like that kind of place.
You spent a lot of money and didn't get a receipt.
Are receipts common in the Dungeons and Dragons world?
I
don't know.
Point of order.
Is there anyone else in the Hearth?
Oh yeah, there's a good number of people. There's nobody right next to you, but there's other people here.
I mean, we have the other person who's in book jail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We could try and collaborate. Yes, one of those.
Corroborate fiddlesticks.
Some of those words.
Collaborate
their story and see if they got their book from the same place.
You could do that.
Where Valor was the name of the other person. Were we told where she was?
No, just that they were in trouble. So I
Okay.
figure we could probably find where people in trouble go. I feel Nyasa is the kind of person who would be seeking out the place where people who are in trouble go. She may indeed already know or have.
I was going to say,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can we ask anybody else in the Hearth before we leave if they know Baldur's Gate and might know the name of this store?
You could certainly ask around. Give me a quick. I don't know what would be a reasonable check to do.
How can I quickly ask around?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Polly, you've been here a week. You've made some friends and some not friends. You go around and just check in with people and see.
I got a 15.
All right. You especially you have a pal who's always in the Hearth. He's a giant ogre. Well, he's
we
an
all knew
ogre.
that guy.
He's large. He is called Little One. He has a very strange kind of headband that he's always wearing. He's always seated in the one chair that kind of actually fits his rather large frame in the Hearth. He's often there reading through a book. He's really into crime fiction, and you've chatted with him before, and he's a knowledgeable, affable kind of ogre, and so he's like, "Hey, Polly, how's it going?"
Hey. So do you know Baldur's Gate very well?
I've been through there several times. It's a lot of people stop off there on their way to and from Candlekeep. You never been?
I mean, I pass through here and there. I just don't know all the stores and the shops and stuff. But so
just watch yourself there. It's a dangerous place. It's not like the
I
places
can watch
you and I
myself.
come
Don't
from.
worry about it. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
But what I need to know is looking for a little shop that sells some books, some rare ones. Maybe it's a little quiet place down the alley. I don't know. It's A something books. Do you know it?
I don't know that one. Probably check out the Wide. That's the marketplace.
Yeah. It's in the Wide.
Well, so the Wide, it's the marketplace of Baldur's Gate, and it's like there's all these little stalls and kind of rolling shops and whatnot. There's not a lot of permanent structures. So your bookstore you're looking for might be there 1 month and not there the next. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they all pack up and clear out. It's not like there's permanent structures there.
But have you heard of A something books?
I heard a lot of books, but I don't think I know the place you're thinking of.
That was not helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. See ya.
How far away is Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate is 5 days travel from Candlekeep.
To Baldur's Gate. Okay.
I say we check out our other clue first before we do anything. Before we go on a great journey.
Okay.
Let's
It
find
is
the jail.
We
nearest
can go to Baldur's
major
Gate and
city.
just break out of this adventure completely.
You could.
I fist bump my old ogre friend and I thank him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To be clear, your fist and his fist, it's like a ping pong ball and a basketball bumping each other. So
does Nyasa know where people who get into trouble end up?
yes, there is no book jail per se, but people who the punishment for violating the various rules and ordinances of Candlekeep, probably something that somebody who has defaced a variety of books would have looked into. Just as a theoretical hypothetical situation here, it's usually kind of a community service type thing. So somebody who has gotten in trouble with the Avowed would probably be tasked with some kind of community service.
Okay, I think we should try and find that.
But there is not a specific book jail yet.
Okay, so somebody will be doing community service.
But that could be anywhere. So is there who assigns the community service type stuff? Like is there
Probably one of the Avowed. Again, you're in the Hearth. You could certainly ask at the bar, and people might know.
Okay, I'd say Nyasa goes up to the bar and says, "You know where the community service people are hanging out right now?"
Well, all over Candlekeep, depending on the job they're doing. Who are you looking for?
We are looking for Valor.
a tiefling named Valor?
Tiefling named Valor.
Oh, well, you don't have to go far. She's up on the roof, reshingling the hearth right now.
That's
convenient.
How do we get up there? How do we get up there?
I mean, maybe she got up there with a ladder. Maybe you should not go up there.
I run outside.
Little
Okay.
Anthony can turn into a bat.
So
and then little Anthony will talk to Valor.
How high is the roof here?
It's a 2-story building.
Okay,
Okay, I
Nyasa
can't
goes
just lift
outside
somebody up.
and moves the ladder away from.
Hang
building.
on, because I ran outside. I want to run up the ladder.
You okay? Is that a magical ability that you do where you run up ladders, or just a thing that's happening?
No, like my legs kind of move up and down. And,
Okay, all right. Left leg first, then right leg. How are we doing this? Really walk me now.
You gotta roll.
leg, right.
Roll for ladder.
Yeah, there is. Level 2. You're not qualified to use a ladder. So there is. You head out in, and maybe you had noticed it, but not been looking for it. There is a rather large, burly tiefling woman up on the roof, reshingling the some spots in the roof of the hearth. She's got like a big thing of shingles and like a big bucket of pitch that she's using as kind of an adhesive. There is a ladder there, and there is a kind of an Avowed, very junior looking adjutant who's in charge on ladder duty while the large burly tiefling is up doing the work. And Townley, you scamper up the ladder before the adjutant can do anything about it.
So are we all going to just go up the ladder, basically?
Are you all going to go up on the ladder?
I mean, that would be.
Not.
I think possibly the larger members of the party maybe not go up the ladder.
I'm going to wait at the bottom of the ladder. I will just be there talking to invisible spirits that nobody else can see.
We're going to start with
and,
Townley.
wait.
I think Townley was the most assertive about climbing up the ladder, and it's possible the adjutant will keep other of you from heading up the ladder. So, Townley, you are now on the roof of the Hearth, 2-story building. The Hearth, you know this. It's a magical building. It's much larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Always kind of weird to now be on the roof of it because it feels like just kind of a small, modest 2-story cottage when it's a rather expansive tavern inside, thanks to some workings of the Temple of Gond. And Valor kind of puts down her equipment and turns to look at you, and you just see this kind of big, hulking tiefling, a woman. She's got tattoos all up and down her shoulders that have kind of military motifs on them. Do you want to give me like a history check, Townley?
I do so badly want to give you a history check. I rolled an 11, and with my history bonus, that is a 14.
Okay, you recognize that she served in the Cormyrean army, and she's a person of there's some kind of symbol, you're not sure what it is, some kind of military rank, and everything about her kind of exudes toughness and seriousness. She wipes kind of the sweat off her brow. Again, she's a tiefling, so she's got these big kind of purple horns protruding through her long black hair, and she looks at you kind of like, why are you standing on this roof with me?
Hi. First, you look amazingly cool. Second, I was just attacked by a book that turned into an ectoplasm monster, which I believe also happened with a book called The Dark Hunger that you brought to Candlekeep. Where did you get it?
I went through all this with the adjutants before. Look, I don't remember the details. I've been here about 2 weeks. I bought the book, Baldur's Gate. I hate that place. I'm never going back there. I didn't like it before they sold me a book that was a monster. Now I hate it even more.
Place in the Wide. Do you remember the name of it?
I don't. They were real sketchy looking. It seemed like a good deal at the time, though.
How long ago did you buy it?
It was, I think it's been about 2 weeks now.
Great. And what does that tattoo mean? I kind of sidle up.
Rude.
Kind of rude, but that signifies that I held the rank of Purple Dragon Knight in the Cormyrean army.
Awesome. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Puffs herself up when she does that. She goes back to shingling the roof.
You're doing a great job with shingling.
You climb down the ladder, I guess.
I go to the edge of the roof and shout down. Yeah, she got it at the same place. Place in the Wide in Baldur's Gate. She doesn't remember the name. Said it was real sketchy.
Can you ask her if it was A something?
She said she doesn't remember. She seemed kind of. I glance over at her. Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's in the mood for any of my shenanigans. So I'm just gonna come back down.
Does she like bats?
Does she like what?
Bats!
Butts?
Bats!
She might. It would fit her as that. Excuse me, Valor. Do you like bats?
I guess I don't feel one way or the other about them.
All right. She doesn't feel one way or the other about bats.
Aaron, just come down!
Okay.
All right. Tiff and Monty gain inspiration because that was awesome.
Well done.
Thank you for that. All right. You regroup outside the hearth. The adjutant holding the ladder is nervous that one of you is going to do something stupid and he'll get in trouble for it. So just to recap,
fair.
You have talked.
Certain.
You have talked to Ilarion, you have talked to Valor, you've talked a little bit to Fembris, the acolyte assigned to you. You've talked to Little One and the unnamed bartender in the Hearth. What else would you like to do?
So Fembris said that it was above their pay grade in terms of, who's going to be in trouble for this, like all of that kind of stuff. So do we have an idea of whose pay grade it is? Because I would like to talk to somebody and complain about what happened.
Do you want to talk to a manager?
I do. I would like to speak to the manager.
Well, Fembris is an acolyte, is a, what is the word?
Adjutant.
Mm-hmm. Adjutant, which is basically the fancy librarian Candlekeep word for intern. So literally all pay grades are above Fembris. And when we say pay, I don't think these people are paid so much as they're monks who've taken a vow of poverty and live in a library forever.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
that's the dream.
Right?
Hot and cold meatball subs forever.
I mean, yay.
Nothing like
preferably.
a cold congealed meatball sub.
Why does it have to be cold and congealed?
Well, he said
You
hot
know,
and cold, so
They only make them hot every other day is the problem. So
It's more environmentally friendly though.
it's a delicacy in Candlekeep, day old meatball stuff.
So can we just like pretend to be book inspectors or something? And
yes, book inspector.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's go.
I
Why
feel
are we getting nowhere?
a team of book inspectors. We're here investigating a outbreak of gelatinous books.
Here's what I'll do.
I just want to complain as the wronged party because I firmly believe that we are the wronged party.
Fembris happens to be crossing the Court of Air, headed in your direction right now, and makes kind of a beeline for all of you standing outside the hearth, and
Excellent.
says, "So I've just filled out all the paperwork and submitted it, and I don't know who's going to get in trouble, you or Yularian, but like you guys seem real nice, and like maybe this would be a time to take like." I don't know if you had any errands to do outside Candlekeep for like a couple days. Not such a bad idea. Just trying to be helpful.
We have one of those errands we need to do outside of Candlekeep for a couple of days.
Oh,
What
That's
a coincidence.
Too coincidental, if you
Well-
ask me.
look, things are not good here. Like the head readers are taking this really seriously. It turns out like one monster attack, it happens. 2 monsters attack, unfortunate. 3 monsters, apparently this is where things get real serious, and everyone's on notice, and there's going to be a big meeting later. They're promising a reward for figuring out what's going on with these monsters. I'm thinking I'm going to mention that Ginger, whatchamacallit, that you guys all talked about, and that'll get me in good. Maybe another couple of years, and I'll work my way out of adjutant duty. But like, I don't know. I think.
Do you think they have any
Yeah.
plans to, pay to do any kindnesses for the poor souls who were wronged, and just in the wrong place at the wrong time after these awful books were brought in by somebody else?
I mean, I gave you those meatball sub vouchers, right? You didn't forget about that.
So what if I said we had a team of crack magical book investigators who could solve this problem for you?
I also need to know if it's an award or a reward. They're
Well,
two
it's-
different things, and I need to know up front which one it is.
Good
Uh,
question.
Fembris kind of like pulls you all aside. I'm unclear why you're just standing outside a hearth, or outside the tavern, the hearth, but
just came out.
like moves, kind of gathers you and brings you about 5 feet further away from the adjutant who's standing by the ladder, and starts talking in a slightly more quiet voice. So look, it's like an award and a reward. Look, here's the deal. Word among the other adjutants is whoever solves this whole situation and ideally replaces the missing books is going to get a promotion. That's like an award. But there's also a reward in terms of they promise promotion and a magic hat. And I'm going to level with you. I don't think I need a magic hat. I need a promotion. So I'm thinking you seem like the kind of book inspectors that could help me out.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll
Book
insight.
inspectors.
Oh God, I'm just sucking today with my rolls. -1, so that's a 5.
Why would an adjutant
All right.
ever lie to you for Tata?
Fembris is on the up and up. I reach out to shake their hand.
Wait.
Oh,
Tell
it's
us
a
about
deal.
this. Tell us about this magic hat.
Oh, it's like a, what do we call it? Helm of comprehend languages.
I mean, is it cute? What color is it?
Ooh,
Well, it's like
actually,
a helm.
that sounds like
I
it
think
could
it's
come in
brass.
really
Wait.
handy.
A helm of comprehend languages.
Yeah, you
That
can
sounds
read and write
amazing.
other languages. Maybe speak them. Sorry, I didn't really get the details.
I
Mainly
can already-
reading based.
I can already do that.
I can't.
We've already got one.
I'm in for a hat.
All right. You guys are going to love reading any language. It's awesome.
I look forward to it. I say very intently. As I say everything, very intently.
And it's a helm or like a cap or a pointy wizard hat. Like what's the style here?
The magic item is called Helm of Comprehend Languages. I imagined it as kind of a ridiculous, kind of like a Spartan style, like brass helmet that you would put on and then sit in a library and read books with. Is how I
All right.
Sounds
imagined it.
amazing.
Perhaps it has some kind of propeller on the top of it or something.
Yeah.
Spins round as you read.
So it's for people who want to read any language while they're in battle.
Yes.
Okay.
I say very intensely, that comes in handy more often than you might think.
Oh, I believe me. Yes.
I say we get some supplies and head on out to the Boulder's
yeah.
Gate.
Supplies.
All right. It sounds like they're just going to be embroiled in paperwork and red tape nonsense. So I think maybe it would serve us better to take to the road. Before we let the Fembris go, I say, have you seen another Goliath that looks a lot like me, that's male, around in Candlekeep ever?
I mean,
super intense about this at this point, like eyes really, really wide.
I mean, sure. We serve all kinds here. There's definitely been Goliaths here.
That looks
before.
that looks almost exactly like me.
You mean like
I'm looking
8 feet
for my
tall
brother.
and kind of marbly skin?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't that all Goliaths? Oh, is that
Oh,
racist?
you did not.
I mean, 7.5 to 8.5 feet tall, and
I'm 8
yeah,
feet tall.
well,
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Wow, that's really rude.
Wow. I just turn and walk away.
We all just walk behind you.
We all just
Yep.
walk away. We walk away.
I'm sorry. Fenris calls out.
Who is this guy?
As you stride across the court of air, gather your things, and head out to the way of the lion, leaving Candlekeep forever, or at least for this adventure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to come
This
back.
is-
I'm looking for information here.
I left a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in books. I'll need to come back at some point.
Is there anything that you need to gather with you before you head out to Baldur's Gate?
Does anyone
We got a
need
lot of
healing?
subs.
I
Just in
carry
case.
everything I need with me all the time.
All right.
Yeah. 30 days iron rations, which is all meatball subs.
Yeah, I'm adding 6 subs to my inventory.
Petrified subs.
So
Now
they're
they're
dry.
all wrapped up nice in some tin
But they're
foil. Those sound
dehydrated. They
good.
just add water.
It's made of
so-
that elf bread that's really good
Mm.
for you.
Mm.
I think
Uh,
canonically Lambus bread and is meatball subs are made with Lambus bread. That's the Tolkien
the
estate's
travel
going to sue me now. All right. So as mentioned, the city of Baldur's Gate is about 5 days on foot from Candlekeep. It's kind of down the coast from Candlekeep. It is the closest major city. There's not like kind of the road to Candlekeep. It's the Way of the Lion. Is not a major path in that, it's people traveling to the library. There's not huge crowds or caravans traveling across that. So it does have a reputation for being potentially not the safest as it wanders through hills and forests and swamps and whatnot. I think probably many of you might have, some of you at least would probably have passed through Baldur's Gate on your way to Candlekeep. You may or may not have stayed there. But Baldur's Gate is a large, significant city in this area of the known world. It does not have the best reputation in that it is a city known for corruption and mainly corruption. Yeah, it's corruption. It's got a bit of a cult problem. It's not a great city. It's a little down on its luck. But it is a major city near Candlekeep.
Could we get some kind of transport there, be it horses or something, to cut this 5 days down?
I
there a
think
wagon headed that way?
depending on what you've got for finances, that may be beyond your meager means at this point. But you're seasoned level 2 adventurers. Your boots are well worn and broken in.
I miss Hermione.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Who's
rude.
that? Yeah, I never actually asked what kind of lifestyle my character should have, so I don't have any gold on my any kind of money at all on my character sheet. I should probably add something.
Yeah, I
have,
figure renting
9
a
gold.
horse is a lot more expensive than a meatball sub a day.
I'm
Um,
fine just walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else that you would any of you perhaps know more about Baldur's Gate or have spent significant time there, or anything else I should brief you on before you head out?
I mean, I feel like I've been searching for my brother for decades now, so I've probably been there.
Okay, you probably traveled through there, so you might be familiar with some of the geography of it, Fertata, when you arrive, and I can brief you on that.
I think Nyasa, this is probably the last place that she wants to go.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, Baldur's Gate is.
I think she will have the knowledge of where the sort of
Underbelly.
where the underbelly lives. But she may need some form of other glasses as a disguise before heading in.
I would, when we get into town, I would like to find the Temple of Osiris, the Temple of Osiris, and just so we know where it is, you know, like make an offering.
Baldur's Gate is a significant city that would have temples to all your major and minor faiths in the D&D world. I would say any of you who had traveled through there would be familiar with the somewhat strangely, a lot of the security for Baldur's Gate is handled by various mercenary groups. And even traveling around the city and moving through checkpoints sometimes requires a toll or a bribe to get where you want to go. Some of the more upper class districts of Baldur's Gate are off limits to non-residents after dark. So it is, it's a bit of a strange place. It is not perhaps the kind of place that many of you are adventurers who are very self-sufficient and don't like to be bribing guards every day, like to hang out.
I happen to know guards really like meatball subs.
So. Guards love a good 6-day-old meatball sub, imported from Candlekeep, artisanally imported from Candlekeep.
Is the Queen of Air and Darkness enough of a religion that there's something for her, or is she too weird and fey?
Monty, you may know a lot more about the Queen of Air and Darkness than I do, so you're gonna have to tell me. It does not. I guess I feel like with the Queen of Air and Darkness, she's just a standard
archfey.
Yeah, would she have temples in a city? That seems not very. Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah, that doesn't seem. You know, they don't. The Queen of Air and Darkness does not have regular Sunday services. I think you have to find the hidden grove in the Forbidden Forest to worship the Queen.
There might be somebody handing out leaflets on a street corner, but
oh yeah.
So I have a small idea, which includes my tiny fiend. So they can turn into a bat, and we have like telepathy. It's only a mile. How big is this market?
I would say the market itself is less than a square mile.
All right. Can I have little Anthony turn into a bat and see if they see a bookstore with something?
You can certainly do that once you get to Baldur's Gate. A thing you have not done yet.
Oh, I thought we got there.
No, sorry. I was perhaps confusing you by asking you questions or providing information around.
So we're still traveling. Okay.
You're still traveling. It is, as mentioned, 5 days. We'll scoot forward ahead. So you have taken long rests at this point. You have regained your hit points, your hit dice, nice. your spell slots at what set. And it is 4 days have passed. You are closing in on Baldur's Gate. You're traveling through the roads that cut through forest and hillside to get there. When a somewhat strange sight awaits you around the next turn in the road. Standing at a crossroads ahead of you, it's a strange looking man. He's got kind of weird pointy buck teeth, and he has 3 large rats, giant rats, you could say, each of them basically probably about the size of, I don't know, a dog, kind of blocking the road in front of him, and he's kind of glaring at you as you come around the turn in the road.
I glare at him.
I immediately bristle and hiss at the rats.
The rats hiss back at you, making kind of a weird chittering noise. The man standing behind the rat says, Hi, I'm Mashika. Just going to need to collect your toll before you can progress here to Baldur's Gate.
Has this happened
okay.
any other time I've come along this road?
Absolutely not for Tata.
Okay.
How much is the toll?
No.
Oh, what? Sorry. I didn't say that.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Paul.
You say something and Frittata talks over you. Moshika didn't hear it.
Sweet.
I don't remember there being a toll. Who instituted this? Whose plan is this? I say intensely.
I am Mashika, and of course, I maintain these crossroads here. And as right of divine roadwork, I need to collect a tax to finance repair and upkeep to this beautiful road. He says, gesturing dramatically at the muddy path in front
So
of
it
him.
has not been upkept.
I mean,
what you're telling me. It doesn't like there's not a nice
Frittata, would you?
boardwalk?
No, there's no signage. Honestly, it does not. It looks like possibly he may have littered recently. It's unclear to me what an upkept road path wandering through the woods would look like, but this does not seem like it based on your free nature check that I just had you roll.
Then I'm gonna just step forward and look around, gesture to the ground, and say, clearly, this path has not been kept up very well, so we will decline to pay your toll. We will be moving on now. Thank you.
Do you want to roll an intimidation check for Tata?
Yes,
Is that
I
what
do.
that was? It was either intimidation or persuasion. Sounded
hell
more like
no.
intimidation.
That's
Yeah.
intimidation. Let's see if I can roll. Nope, I'm still rolling really crappy today, so that is a 9.
Really? You don't? You know what? I'm going to say you get advantage.
Okay. I mean, maybe there's I haven't read everything. Well, I have read everything, but I don't remember. Oh my gosh, that's not that much better. 12.
Yes, of course you can. You are free to go on your way. Of course, if you're going to take this path to Baldur's Gate, I will need 9 gold pieces from each of you.
No.
That would be in addition to your. It seems like Mushika's right to claim a toll on this road seems spurious at best. The idea that any toll would be 9 gold pieces to travelers such as yourself is ludicrous.
I think Nyasa is going to hide.
Okay.
I am going to look around, see if there's somebody else off the path ready to ambush us.
Give me a quick perception check.
19.
You kind of we do a quick zoom in on Townley's eyes as he scans the woodland. There's just the sound of chirping of birds and buzzing of insects. The woods seem empty aside from Mushika and his 3 giant rats blocking the crossroads.
I have this cantrip called Mold Earth, and
Okay.
I can move a whole bunch of dirt around. It can't really do damage, but I can like make it do stuff. So I'm curious if I could like mold earth to build a little wall so we can get past them.
Well,
Which is incidentally how we got little Anthony on our team.
Yeah.
Probably
Could you
So you could certainly do some stuff with molding earth poly. It's tricky because they're kind of blocking the road where you need to go, right?
Can I make a bridge over them? No, okay.
I don't know how big the mold earth is allowed to be, but
5 foot cube.
5 foot cube. I think it would be hard to build a bridge over a group of 3 giant rats and a weird guy with a 5 foot cube.
Yeah, but like a little 5-foot igloo of mud over one of the rats.
You could
sounds
certainly
totally
encase.
doable.
Yeah,
If you put
and when we say igloo has the suggestion of a door, you
That's
could
true.
create a doorless igloo.
I can also make the path really nice for us to walk across once we kill everybody.
That's the
And
kind
then
of
we
thing
could
you
get a
charge a
toll.
toll for. Yeah,
Yeah,
And then we take over the toll collection.
but we're
we
it'll be
we
End
live
of
here
advent-
now. We
Yeah.
live here now.
We become toll keepers and
Mhm.
adventure.
I mean, if
Good
if
toll
you
keepers, like
created
we
the
upkeep
igloo-
the road.
Yeah.
1 month later, we forgot what we were doing.
If the doorless igloo was over the person controlling the rats, maybe they would run away.
Should I try making a doorless igloo over that person?
Yeah,
think
I
we
mean,
thought
You could. I think that would probably initiate combat, but you're certainly welcome to do
I'm
that.
hiding
I mean,
Oh,
how does
bushes,
everyone feel
so-
about that? I could also throw my
Yes.
magical stones,
I kind of
or we
like.
could continue talking.
I want to beat them up. 9 gold each, even if this were a legitimate claim, would be.
Like I'm
Oh, it's
I,
each, not total.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
Fantastic.
as soon as
Polly is like, oh.
as soon as he said that, I was already this close to raging. So this is probably going to be a fight no matter what.
Will our adventurers break into combat at the sign of this ridiculous toll? What is this guy's deal with his 3 giant rats? Is the rest of the adventure going to be about this guy and how he came to control 3 rats, or will he be murdered in the next session? Is this but the first obstacle on their way to Baldur's Gate, or the last? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end. I decided to end us abruptly there. So that we'll start next time with whatever you do. Let me check in. That is a question, friends.
We had
it
this
is-
scheduled till 6:30. It's only.
Is that work for you
5:15.
all? Okay. I don't. You can decide.
Yeah.
I do not have power over you. If you decide you don't want to play another hour of D&D, you don't have to.
I thought that's what
Or to
DMs
do
are
that?
for. They just make
No.
you play D&D.
Oh, this is believe it or not a service I provide for you, free of compulsion. Sorry,
Oh my
Tiff.
gosh.
Tiff, so
You mean I can leave anytime?
anytime. But what I'm taking away from that live stream / bootleg, I think we're going to take another quick break, grab snacks and beverages, and be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Adventurers, I would suggest that you use part of that break to roll initiative for your characters, and we will start out in combat with that.
Is
Okay.
that cool with everyone? I just kind of talked the loudest and didn't let anyone say anything.
No, it's
I
fine.
think
That's fine.
That happens. Yeah, that's and you're in a tense standoff with a weird man. You don't have the it's hard to have like a sidebar. Like, let's have a meeting to figure out how we're going to discuss this.
I am a huge fan of somebody deciding for the party what is
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's
I think
way better than standing around trying to decide.
about it.
Yeah, I think we're all cool. Or I don't know. I'm not a player, so I shouldn't say that. But I think it moves things along, Tiff. And
Tony,
and it-
you're a player. No I'm kidding.
no, I'm a dungeon master. But I don't think it doesn't hurt things. So it moves us along. So all right, be back very soon. the thing.
We are
I'm not in your
back.
country. Okay. Just-
I mentioned it before, but the mints in this little D&D tin are shaped like healing potions.
Aw.
That's what it
Cool.
was. I saw
I
it
want-
earlier
I
when
was
you
like,
held
is that
them
a
up.
Lego?
Oh my gosh.
What
Where
did
do you
they
get
take?
those?
that?
Everyone wants them.
I got it off Amazon.
That's not
It's this
sketchy anymore
official
at all.
branded Wizards of the Coast product by the looks of it.
Oh wow.
Yes, it is.
I should check my local game store. Maybe they have them.
I'll get it on Good Belly.
There you go.
Oh, Gold Belly.
Gold belly.
Good Belly is the burger joint. Okay.
Oh, that sounds like a good name for a
That's
burger
where the
place.
meatball subs come from.
So I see that it says recording pause in Zoom. I don't know.
Does not
Does
say that here.
Oh, okay. I think it may have said that because when I first joined it 3 hours ago, I paused it. So as long as it doesn't say that on yours.
No, it
Yeah,
still
I see
says
recording.
recording.
All right, cool. Are we live? Should we do the thing?
We are all of
Do it
those
live.
Everyone's still recording their things. I've got.
Still recording.
Yeah.
All right, nerds. We're gonna play some more Dungeons and Dragons. I hope that's what you're on this thing for. Because otherwise, why did you listen to 2 hours of that already and then change your mind?
Good intro.
So yeah. Thanks, Auntie. That's just the bootleg. The bootleg live stream intro should be, it's more casual, as opposed to the very official, actual start of the podcast. Hey guys, it's me, Tony Sindel. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. Today we are continuing Mazroth's Mighty Digressions. That's right, Candlekeep, a level 2 adventure, book-related shenanigans. Everything's great. Books are bad. Sometimes they're good. They're always trouble. With me today is a group of adventurers, and I am going to introduce them in initiative order because we are jumping right into combat. Our adventurers are on their way to the city of Baldur's Gate when they have been waylaid by some giant rats and a guy who hangs out with giant rats, and I will introduce them in initiative order. At the top of the order, after the giant rats, it is one James Thompson. Hi, James.
Hi, James Thompson, he, him. I am playing Nyasa Nightweaver, she, her, who is a high elf rogue, currently wearing sunglasses and hiding behind a tree.
Next up in the order, it's Aline Sims. Aline.
Hello, I play Lapis, the Tabaxi cleric, who is currently hoping to kill some rats.
Mm-hmm. Aline is followed by Monty Ashley.
I am Monty Ashley. I am playing Townley Mountain Taker, he, him, a warlock with magic eyes.
Get me.
And right before Monty, because I'm bad at reading, it's Erica Ensign.
Hello.
I was trying to
am-
do the thing in my head where I was switching between character names and player names, and I
That's hard.
didn't do it right.
That's hard.
Yep.
I am playing Frittata, a haunted Goliath, a barbarian. Our pronouns are she, her.
Let's see. Monty is followed by Lil Antony. We'll hear from Little Antony in a second. Lil Antony is followed by Mushika, a strange man who owns and operates 3 rats. It's a little unclear what the financial arrangement is here. And at the very bottom of the order, it is Tiff Arment. Tiff, hello.
Hi, I am playing Paulie Quartz of the Rock Gnome Quartzes, and with me is Lil Antony, who is my familiar quasit who loves meatball subs.
The familiar we're all familiar with. All right. So I guess we are doing this. You are on your way to Baldur's Gate. You have negotiated and failed to negotiate with a tax collector who wanted an arranged tax collector. I guess has a layer of authenticity that is inappropriate here. Toll
Also,
collector.
you only fail if you try. We did
That's
not
true.
try to negotiate anything.
Well, his toll that he attempted to collect was ridiculous and criminal, and his authority to collect it was questionable at best.
He failed.
Polly has made some gestures as if magic is about to happen, and a fight has broken out. 3 giant rats are going to go first. These are rather large rats, and they are just going to. It looks like Frittata, you are at the front of the group. 3 giant rats are just going to converge on you.
been nice knowing you.
I think they are hoping if they take out one adventure that they might have that perhaps the rest of you will surrender and pay their ludicrous toll. So there are 3 giant rat attacks coming at you, Frittata. I'll tell you, giant rats have pack tactics. They have advantage on attack rolls when they have rats next to them, which they do. So rat attack number 1.
Thing for this group that like every fight somebody goes down on the first attack?
I don't know. You get to decide together as a team.
And I decide no.
Well, let's see how that works out in reality. First attack is a 10. I suspect that doesn't hit you.
That misses.
Second attack is a slightly more impressive 15.
That does hit.
4 piercing damage as a rat gnaws at your shin.
They're not as big as I thought.
Well, they're still rats. And if a 15 hit you, they're rats though. Rats are small. They're not rodents of unusual size, which are very big.
Okay.
These are usual giant rat size.
Like dog size.
Oh, that completely changes my perspective. I was like, a capybara?
No, I think so. I will tell they are labeled as a small beast. So I think this is where I am creating the world. I think that a giant rat, smaller than a golden retriever. I'll be honest, I've never seen a capybara in real life, Aline. I think they're smaller than that. I mean, they're
capybaras are medium dog size. They're big.
Okay. I mean, I think a giant rat is upsettingly large for a rat. Like, you know, I mean, I've occasionally seen a rat in real life and be like, I'd rather not be seeing this rat right now. What if that rat was small dog size? I would be very upset.
I mean, I did see a rat once. I thought it was a large cat and it wasn't.
Yeah. So they are the biggest rats ever, but they're still rat class.
Okay.
Not
if we had like
a
tiny saddle for them, could Paulie ride one?
I think that they are not large enough. Polly, I don't totally know how exactly the size of a gnome compared to a giant rat. I think they're not the size that Polly could ride them.
That is a little rude for you to assume that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, they're not like, I don't think they are proportional. Like Polly to giant rat is not, say, the proportion of Nyasa to a horse, right? Like I did, Polly, you could ride a pony, right?
I mean, if I have a step stool, yeah.
Yeah, these are smaller than a pony. I would say significantly smaller than a pony. I think a pony is a medium-sized beast, and these are small.
So smaller than a capybara, smaller than a pony, larger than a rat.
We're definitely larger than a rat.
Okay.
Do we need more rat talk here to converge on everyone having the right?
Technically exactly the size of a rat, though?
No, they're giant rats by definition.
They're giant rats.
They're the size of a rat.
But they're not unusually large
Right.
rats.
There's still one more that has to attack me, please.
Okay.
We're giving you an opportunity to run away.
Nope. It rolled a 16, so it hits you, Frittata, for another 4 piercing damage. Basically, the 3 rats rush you. One of the rats distracts you. It's almost like this is a coordinated attack that they've been planning, and the other 2 rats clamp onto each of your ankles. It's unpleasant to be attacked by 2 giant rats at the same time. I assume this is not part of my lived experience. Nyasa, there are 3 rats attacking your friend. There's also a strange man at the back of the group ordering the rats. Yes, attack them, attack!
Before combat...
Bite them until they give me my money.
Before combat broke out, I hid. So I am going to...
Yes, it's true.
Pop out of hiding and throw, you may be surprised to learn, a dagger at Mushika at the back. And...
Is that long range for your dagger?
That's a good question.
I assume these are 5 feet squares.
Erica is an accomplished dagger thrower.
I mean, I didn't say exactly where.
I thought it was 20.
Yeah, it is 20 on a dagger. Well, okay. Let's. Since I'm. How far away am I? I mean, I stupidly just picked a spot. I didn't actually check. So I'm 45 feet away. All right. Well, let us some surprising firebolt then.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Let me.
That is surprising.
Oh, should be. Okay.
Especially if it's coming from like a hidden person. Like that'd be a very big surprise.
I roll.
And in fact, when you probably have looked at the rules on various stealth things more than I have, James. I think possibly you might have advantage when you're making an attack from.
Yeah, I get.
You get sneak attack.
I get sneak attack,
attack,
so I do an extra d6 of damage.
Do you do it? Do you get a d6 of damage on firebolt or does it have to be a daggery thing?
No, Well, it says attack must use a finesse or ranged weapon, so I guess that's not a spell. So
that's not a spell.
Thankfully, I did unpack the short bow from a book earlier, so we'll go with that. Right. So that is a 20.
Oh, almost. No, definitely. It's level 2. So, yeah. And I'm sorry, you were still targeting Mashika?
Yeah, because
with your short bow?
Take out the rat king.
All right. You fire your bow. Arrow whistles across the crossroads and hits Mashika in the shoulder for...
I'm going to get 2d6 plus 3 because I have an extra d6. I have 4 and 3, 7, 10.
Mashika snarls. Where'd that come from?
And
there's 5 of you? That's gonna be like 45 gold then.
And then I'll pop back into hiding.
Okay.
Do I have to roll to pop back into hiding?
Yeah, you need to make a quick stealth check.
Okay. Well, that was a 26. So
all right. I am not going to bother rolling when you roll higher than 20. Lapis, you are toward the back of the group. Frittata it looks like about 10 feet in front of you. Not covered because she's a giant Goliath, but encumbered by rats around her ankles.
Ankle biters.
Yeah.
I think that it's taking years. It's taken years of training, but instead of pouncing on the rats, as is Lapis's instinct, instead I'm going to pull out my crossbow because it does more damage and aim at the rat, the southernmost rat, for 11 to hit.
An 11 will not quite hit a rat.
Okay.
It hits the ground next to the rat. The rat chitters. I don't know if that's what rats sound like. I don't think it is, but that's what giant rats sound like.
Canon. All right.
My rats, people, you can't take this from me.
I'm gonna glare and hope I do better next time.
All right.
I can take it from you if you come to Alberta.
Rat free since 93.
I think it's like 1930 something or 20 something.
1933. Frittata, it's your turn. I forgot that we were going to have to talk about how Edmonton is rat free. Somehow.
Not just Edmonton, all of Alberta.
All right. It's one. Yes, I know. It's on my 7 facts I know about Erica. Yes.
We see a rat, we call 310 rats.
Yep.
That is what we do.
Is one of the facts just Doctor Who?
Yep.
Doctor Who, rat free.
Yeah. One on Earth. Yeah. It's,
Yep.
There's really only about 4 things that make up most of us.
It's not a very long list.
No.
All right. So,
but each of those items is like ends with an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah. At least one. At least.
Yeah.
Bonus action to start raging because
because you're mad that there are rats.
I'm actually really mad that somebody is trying to take ownership of past, like this is not the kind of thing that I'm into as a Goliath and a barbarian. Like somebody owning a road, that's just not right.
Absolutely nobody suggested we would take it over afterwards. No, that didn't.
And then also I have been like, I'm at less than half my hit points because these rats have been biting. So I am raging, and I will pull out my maul and say 3 giant rats. See how they die. And I roll. Let's see. Oh, that's actually not too bad. So that's a 21 to hit.
21. There are 3 rats in front of you. Frittata, which rat were you attacking?
I am going to go for the northmost rat, I guess.
All right. So you hit it with your maul.
Yep. For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
You
Splat a rat.
Crush that rat. The other rats look suddenly wide-eyed as there's only 2 rats in this crossroads. There's just a bad kind of rat paste where one rat was.
This is a
And
very
I
messy adventure.
It's
Growl.
unpleasant. Someone is going to need to clean up this crossroads or let nature take its
I mean,
course.
this is
don't
where
know.
meatball
I'm
subs
not-
come from, but
Yeah.
don't tell anyone.
All set for Tata?
Yep, that's it.
Townley is next, followed by Little Anthony.
Townley, with a dreamy look on his face, will raise his hand and cast Eldritch Blast at the rat that is now the northmost one.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
12 is the armor class of a rat.
Three points of damage.
All right. That rat looks seriously wounded.
Oh, well, that's good news. And I will move. Actually, yeah, I will move. What do you think of that?
Mm.
I will wander into the trees over here.
Okay. You're wandering to the trees closer to the fight.
Yeah.
All right. Little Anthony.
All right. Little Anthony's gonna show some stuff here. He's gonna scamper up for Tata. Hope you don't mind.
At
And
this point, I don't feel it. There's too much blood.
he's going to try to claw at and bite the beast,
Mhm.
which is the rat.
Now, I
And-
would say that little Anthony and a giant rat, I don't know who is bigger. I imagine them as similar in proportions, right? Like, I think little Anthony is probably taller because he's bipedal.
Mhm.
And so like the giant rat is maybe wider, but I feel like they're of a similar, scale in terms of maybe the rat's got some more bulk to him.
Yeah, but little Anthony's
yeah.
pretty fierce when he is.
Little Anthony looks like the kind of guy who would love to, maybe not love, but maybe he spent some times in the, doing service in some kind of fighting dog pit where you fight giant rats for the amusement of jerk demons that he works for. I don't
What
know.
I hear here is that little Anthony could ride on a rat.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
To me. Yeah,
So little Anthony rolled 21 to hit.
that'll hit a giant rat.
Nice.
And so I have a question here. It says hit 5 and then in parentheses 1d4 plus 3. So is that
Roll 1d4. That's for when a dungeon master, it gives you a flat damage to make it move faster. Why don't you
Okay.
roll 1d4 plus 3?
so? And that's 4. And now, so that's 4 points of damage. And now
Yeah.
the rat has to do a Constitution saving throw to not be poisoned.
Well, I will tell you, it cannot be poisoned because it's dead. Would you like to describe how little Anthony murdered a rat?
Yeah, he has these like massive claws and these horrible fangs, and he was so pissed that this rat was messing with his new friend Frittata, and little Anthony's already covered in kind of tomato sauce, so he looks all bloody and scary, and he starts just like going nuts with his claws, and he goes just tears into this rat, and you can't tell what's blood and what's tomato sauce anymore. And then after he's done, he just kind of like wipes his mouth. he kind of he goes to high five Frittata, but she looks leery of his like blood-soaked claws.
No. I'm a raging barbarian. I'm into this.
Oh, okay, then
there is again a major height differential.
okay,
between-
yeah, then they
I reach
totally
out-
fist bump. He
I mean,
is
I
like
think-
on top of her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I don't know. I'm not sure if I can imagine because little Anthony's probably about up to Frittata's knee, so I don't know how they high five,
Maybe.
but they could definitely fist bump. So
It's a low 5 for me. It's a high 5.
A high
but-
five
but
for-
Little
okay.
Anthony climbed. Little Anthony, he's.
but
screwed up
how do you
now,
high
so-
five something that's on your shoulder? We'll have to do
You
some
go like
research
this.
on this. Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Little Anthony, all set.
Yeah, little
right.
Anthony's done.
Mushika, the man that controls 3 rats, looks
One rat.
well. He started out his day controlling 3 rats. Looks very unhappy about this, and he in fact whisper yells to the other rat, "Cedric, retreat!" And little Anthony is going to no, sorry, not little Anthony. That's you all. Mushika is going to fire a crossbow at little Anthony and then try and run away.
No.
Oh no!
I know, little Anthony.
I have to, we
In danger.
just bonded. I'm chasing this guy down if something
Yeah.
happens to Lily.
Yeah.
Wait, can little
Uh,
Antony turn invisible?
Can you turn invisible as a reaction? Otherwise, no, probably not.
I don't know. It doesn't
It's
say.
probably an action.
It just says actions. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's an action. So you would have had to have done that on your turn instead of murdering a rat.
Darn
So
it! I
don't
should have
worry.
not fist bumped you. I should have went invisible.
Well, I rolled a 6, so the bolt whistles nowhere near little Antony, and Mushika kind of drops to all fours and scampers into the woods in a very kind of strange way. He moves 30 feet, so he is in the woods. He may or may not be visible to any of you at this point, as he is. Yeah. Let's see here. That was Mushika. Polly, it is your turn. Little Antony is there, covered in rat guts. There is one giant rat left.
Okay. So
And a guy that's getting away.
yeah, he is getting away. Okay, let's see. What's the state of the other rat? Didn't he yell retreat? Is it like freaking out?
He did yell retreat. It hasn't done anything yet, and this rat is so far unscathed.
Okay. We probably can't talk to the rat very easily.
Scathe it. Scathe it.
Yeah.
Should I get it? Go
Yeah.
after this rat? All right. I have a dart, and my range of my dart is pretty far. It's
Okay.
definitely within this 20 feet. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So I am going to try
Dart a
and
rat.
hit this.
The hit party game.
I'm gonna dart a rat, and that is a 4, 5, 6.
You
missed
dart the
rat.
ground near the rat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the traditional dart a rat game is played blindfolded, and so it's hard to dart a rat.
it's
so.
true. I look very disappointed.
It's a
All right.
carnival game.
Yeah.
It's like the game with the wall full of balloons, but they're
Mhm.
rats.
Yeah. Mushika did have a very a heavy carny aspect around him. Well, Cedric the rat, you've only recently learned his name, is going to retreat, especially at this point. He no longer has advantage to his attacks. He is just going to scamper off in the general direction of Frittata. That will provoke a opportunity attack from Frittata.
Hurrah. All right. I try to splat another rat. Oh, I rolled 5s on both of my d20s. So that's only a 10.
All right, he like dashes between your legs and dodges your maul and runs 30 feet, and then takes another move action to run another 30 feet in the woods. I suspect that rat is no longer within view of all of you.
I'm pretty perceptive.
Nyasa,
Yeah, can I see Mushika?
I think that Mushika is going to be. You can see like movement in the woods as Mushika is running away. So I would say you would have disadvantage on any ranged attacks against Mushika.
Well, let's try it.
Yeah.
I will attempt to. I'll fire an arrow into the rustly wood area.
Yep.
And see what we get. I have +5 on that. So that is a natural 20 +5.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I've set it
Okay.
the upper limit. Let's
Yeah.
see where we go.
The upper limit that does not apply when you roll with disadvantage. Yes.
Just it might.
Maybe you'll roll another natural 20. Then it'll count.
That'd be great.
Yeah. It
Do
would.
that. Do that.
I'll try. No, but I rolled an 18.
All right. Your arrow flies true, and you hear this yelp of someone getting hit by an arrow. Roll me damage.
So that's going to be 2d6 +3. So that is 4, 6, 10, 13.
All right. Mushika has not been blooded yet. He has been hit with 2 arrows, and it's loping through the woods away from you all.
And I am not going to hide. I'm going to head in that direction.
Okay.
So I can
Get him.
30. Can I do a full move? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to head to 30 feet.
All right. You run down the road in the direction Mushika went. Let me just, I don't usually care too much about distances, but it starts to be important if people are running away. So Mushika is still 45 feet away from you through the woods, Nyasa. and that's I don't know what 65 feet from Frittata, and even more, slightly more from the rest of the group toward the back. Lapis, I think you are next.
I am. I guess I could dash to catch up, but
Oh, I could have done a dash as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you're a rogue, right?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
maybe I did that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it sounds like
why
you
not?
did.
I think that sounds unanimous. So that's me another 30. So that's there. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we all agree on that. So
I mean, the next person hasn't gone yet, so
yeah,
it's like you haven't taken your finger off the chess piece yet.
there we go.
Yeah, okay. Yep, I will dash my way toward them. I mean, if nothing else, just to make sure that they're gone and not going to ambush us, in 5 minutes down
I
the
would
road.
also like the backup because I might get eaten by a rat.
Okay, yeah.
And this guy might
sounds
have gold.
unpleasant.
Yeah, if he's been taking gold off people for a long time,
That's true. He doesn't seem very good at it, but
All right.
yeah. Okay, so I'm
Nyasa
running.
and Lapis have dashed down the road and kind of off the path into the woods, and you're closing fast with Mushika and Cedric, who are getting close to the edge of the map that I provided. So, Lapis, do you have an attack action left that you can do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can just run a lot.
Frittata, how are you?
I'm still raging and I'm really, really mad. So I, of course, am going to just chase after because I'm really mad. Unfortunately, that means I have to also dash because I can't. I don't have any bonus actions. So at the end of my turn, I run up and I'm screaming and I'm, gesturing with my maul, but I can't actually take an attack action. I'm just next to both of them.
Okay, but you have engaged them, which means
I
when
have
they run
engaged.
away from you, they provoke.
Yeah, unless they disengage.
yeah.
So I'm right there, and unfortunately, because I have not taken damage or attacked anything this turn,
Stop raging.
my rage ends. Yeah.
Oh, if only it was that easy.
If only.
Townley, you are standing in an increasingly empty crossroads with Paul, a little Anthony, and two rat corpses.
Huh. Well, first I will take my move. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares closer.
Wouldn't little Anthony still be on me because he climbed me?
Little Anthony climbed down and he's still eating the rest.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Am I close enough to shoot this guy without disadvantage?
I think because of the cover of the woods, no.
Okay.
I imagine he's through the tree line.
I will cast Expeditious Retreat.
Oh,
Which,
and then
as
you'll
a,
expeditiously
as
not
a
retreat,
bonus
but-
action, mind you.
Mhm.
And when I cast it, I get to take the dash action, which means I can move another 6 squares closer. 1, 2, 3.
Usually used for retreating when you're a magic user.
4, 5,
Townley is using this to
6.
hunt someone in the woods and murder them.
Oh, I'm much closer now.
Yeah, I would say you did not have disadvantage there from
Can,
either Cedric or Mushika.
can I cast Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, why not?
Because I just cast a spell.
Oh, then yes,
One
you
of them
can.
a cantrip?
Is one of them a cantrip? Is Eldritch
Yes,
Blast
it
a
is.
cantrip?
Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Then yes, you can.
can.
Then I will cast Eldritch Blast at the rat.
At Cedric the rat.
Yes. Cedric the dead rat.
Well, future dead rat.
23 to hit.
Yes, for Cedric.
6 points of damage.
Okay, Cedric is seriously wounded by your. What type of damage does Eldritch Blast do?
Force.
Force damage. Oh, Cedric is pummeled against a tree. If this was 4th edition, Cedric would be very, very bloodied.
And I will say, where are you going? Where are you going? Just want to talk to you.
Are you talking to Cedric or to Mushika?
Nobody.
Okay, thanks. Lil Antony, you are full belly of rat guts.
Little Antony has a range of 40 feet. So
Oh, he
let's see.
scampers.
He does. Oh no. Let's see. How far is that? Get the little measury thingy. Oh yeah, he could join the crew pretty fast. All right. So he's gonna join the crew for his move, and being in sight range of a creature, he can. Oh, I guess is the move.
The move is you get a move and an action. So
Okay, so he moved. What he's going to do is he's going to scare. So one creature of the Quasit's choice within 20 feet must succeed on a DC 10 Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute.
Mushika is rolling a Wisdom saving throw. Mushika has rolled a 2.
Oh, fail! Mushika's scared.
Mushika is very scared. And in fact, it is Mushika's turn. Mushika kind of like, was already kind of scrambling on all fours and kind of like drops into like a kneeling position and like puts his hands up in front of him. He's like, "What? I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. I surrender."
Does the fear cause him to try to run away, or I'm just
I
wondering?
think
if
he
there's
can't
anything
move
additional?
toward you. And I'm somewhat
okay.
yeah. So I am playing that the fear has basically forced him to surrender, even though he hasn't taken that much damage, but he's gonna keep taking damage if you are now all converged on him.
yeah.
So yeah, now I'll just point out Mushika's kind of physical characteristics and just way that he moved through the woods was very strange. This appeared to be kind of a human, but acted in a variety of non-human ways. Especially his kind of loping through the woods on all fours. I don't want any trouble. Here, you want gold? I got gold. He starts rummaging through his pockets.
Yeah, if we kill you, we get the gold anyway.
So are we out of rounds then?
I think so. Unless, I don't know. Do you want to be out of combat? That's a choice you get to make,
If I was
guess.
still raging, I would probably just still attack, but I'm not raging, so I could be talked out of it maybe.
Well, I'll say that was Mushika's turn. Polly, it's your turn. You can move up and join the group if you want.
Yeah, Polly's just gonna walk up to the group.
Just saunters.
Yeah. It's gonna take 2 turns to get there.
He's such short little legs.
He does what he can do.
Yep.
There he is. All right. So are we still in combat then?
I
What
guess
do you
it
think,
depends
Polly?
what Cedric does.
All
right, so I'm gonna.
I got really hurt, so I'm really mad at these rats.
So I have I have my stones, my magic stones, and I'm tossing one up and down and catching it, like a little intimidation there. Yeah. And I want to ask Mishaka some questions.
Whatever you need to know. What do you need to know? I'm so sorry.
First of all, let's see some of that gold, because now we're gonna have to buy some healing potions for Frittata over here. So why don't you pay you?
Mushika empties one of his pockets. He's got a bunch of like pebbles and some twigs and I guess a relatively nice looking leaf and 9 pieces of gold that are now on the dirt in front of him.
All right. I think there you go.
I will pick that's enough to make me not smash his head in immediately. So I will pick that up.
That's good. I'm glad that we can cooperate. This is very nice. This is very, very nice.
What's in the other pocket?
What's in the other pocket?
When Mushika empties the other pocket, he's got 7 more pieces of gold. And then he whistles at Cedric.
I have to go. I'll be right back.
Okay. Cedric, the rat, kind of coughs up 2 pieces of gold.
Wow.
We should have checked the other rats.
I know.
Still can.
What will Antony find over there?
Slash, you may need to check Lil Antony.
Little Antony actually coughs and pieces of gold fall out of little Antony.
Wow, those 2 pieces of gold have been through 2 different digestive tracts now.
They've seen some stuff. now they're also haunted, just like me.
Yeah.
Still legal tender though.
Yeah, haunted
Um,
money spends as good as not haunted money.
I also
Um,
want to ask him. Where we need to know something. We're looking for an A bookstore. Do you know anything about books?
I don't know anything about books.
All right, good talk. Good talk.
Please don't kill me.
Why?
Yeah, give us a good reason why.
I just gave you like 18 good reasons why.
We don't
Look,
want to see. We don't want to see you around here anymore.
You'll never see me again. I promise. I don't want any trouble.
If you didn't want trouble, you shouldn't have messed with us.
Can we
It was a
roll
mistake.
what's it?
Insight.
Insight to see
Yep.
if he is
Good call.
telling the truth here.
Polly, roll some insight.
13.
Polly, Mushika does not seem on the up and up as far as a person goes. You get the sense that maybe he's just telling you what he thinks you want to hear.
I think he's telling us what we want to hear.
Yeah, what you want to hear. I'm absolutely doing that. Let me go.
I mean, I don't feel right killing this dude in cold blood. I mean, I guess we killed all
my
his
blood
rats.
is ice cold.
Are there proper authorities we could bring him to in Baldur's Gate?
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Let's
How
tie
many
him
days?
up.
How many days out are we from Baldur's Gate?
I would say
One
you're
day.
only a single day's travel. It's a little complicated in terms of, you're kind of in, the open territory here. There's not really any jurisdiction. You could bring him to Baldur's Gate and hand him over to the town
Oh.
guard. They might not know what to do with him, but I guess that's not your problem at that point.
I don't want to take a prisoner, you guys. I just want to.
What about if we bind his hands and feet and leave him next to his rat?
That sounds fair. The rat will gnaw him loose
Yeah,
pretty soon.
eventually.
But
I was thinking the rat would gnaw him, not loose.
no, I think
They're
the rat
friends,
does
though.
what he says.
Yeah.
I will say this though: I'm taking this leaf.
Tough,
I nod.
tough but fair. I understand.
What?
Please add that to your character sheet, Monty. Right. So,
Here's what I want to hear from you. I want to hear that you're never going to try a stunt like this again.
I'm never going to try a stunt like this again.
He's telling us.
And I
what
want
we
it to
wanna
be
hear.
honest.
I kind of want to tie him up and leave a sign around his neck that says thief and leave him kind of in the intersection over here.
I'm never going to do this again. Honest.
I'm gonna roll an intimidate check because I
All
want to I'm gonna stand behind Lapis and just sort of intensely stare, and I'm really not very intimidating for an 8-foot Goliath because I keep rolling really terribly today. That is an 8. Like, I'm proficient in intimidation, but I'm not good at anything today except for squashing rats.
What
I
was,
mean-
You glower at him.
what was the other rat's name?
Cedric. We don't know the other. We don't know the names of the 2 dead rats at this point.
Oh, we did one. Was it like Spencer or something?
I don't recall naming them, but if you maybe
No, I think it was just Cedric.
Well, we should tie up Cedric and
Yep.
tie up.
you ever try up a rat, it's not easy.
I'm pretty good with these things. So
Go
Can we
for
just
it.
put it in a
Give
box?
it a try.
How many boxes you got on you, Polly?
How many do you need?
Fair enough.
mean,
Well, I don't want to
different
spend
case.
too much
Yes,
of our
let's-
epic
Yeah.
epic adventure dealing with rat management. But you tell me what you want to do.
I just
we can tie up Moshika, and then we can have Narissa try to tie up the rat, and I will just bend down and get right up in Moshika's face and just say, "All right, we are going to leave you here. If you've lived a good life and gotten some friends that might come and help you, you should be fine. If you've been living a crappy life and been doing awful things and you don't have any friends, you might be in trouble. So maybe you can use this time to ponder your life choices." And then I stand up and walk away.
Friends sound great.
and
He
I
says-
lean in and say, if anybody paid me a gold piece, I would kill you. But I won't do it for free.
Mushika stares at you with wide eyes.
And we're putting your rat in a box.
Put the rat in the box, tie up, because I don't want the rat untying or
Mhm.
setting him free.
All right.
I will
All
lean
right.
into him and say,
I just imagine each of you taking
Yeah.
turns leaning in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of leaning in. And the key is you got to lean out. Otherwise, the next
Yep.
person's going to lean way in to lean further in. So it's like, but you've been,
I laughed.
you've had 4 days on the road. You've been practicing. I get it.
and I say, just count the number of people, dude. Like there were 5 of us. Just pick your targets. That's all I'm saying.
Now you're giving him business advice.
Yes, I am.
Which he may or may not be able to use in the future.
He looks sheepish.
All right, so do we officially tie him up, put his rat in a box, and we make
Yeah.
our way down the road, huh?
You
He looked
do that.
radish before.
Yeah, he did. All right,
Is it an
so you have dealt with Mushika and his trio of giant rats. The rest of your travel to Baldur's Gate is without incident.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Let me load up the map for Baldur's Gate. Should be loading.
Ooh.
Whoa.
So this is a big city map, not a tactical map. So don't worry too much about your tokens here. But after another day of travel, you arrive at Baldur's Gate. So Baldur's Gate, as described before, kind of a sketchy city, but it is a huge, major, sprawling metropolis. It is built on a tributary that goes to the ocean, so it is a port city. It is a walled city too. There are settlements outside the walls, but the Baldur's Gate proper is walled in, and indeed Baldur's Gate is named for, or there is the gates have names. It so happens that the gate that you enter Baldur's Gate through is the titular Baldur's Gate itself. There are other gates on the other parts of the city as well. There is a line to get into Baldur's Gate, and it does seem to be kind of a regulated thing. You're required to pay a 1 silver piece entrance fee, which is easily taken care of given the amount of money you collected from Mushika, and to state your name and business. Up to you whether you give legitimate or false names as you head in.
I am
I'll give my real
absolutely
name.
giving a false name.
Okay.
I'll give my real name.
Everyone else.
Yeah,
But
real
the
name's
business
fine.
is.
Do we
shopping.
know James's character's real name?
I don't think any of you know his. I think you all. James, is it safe to say that you're operating under a consistent false name?
I think it like varies wildly. I don't know. I'll go in as a Joan Wick or something.
Right.
Okay.
I would think it would be funny if I gave your real name as my fake name.
But then you'll be carted away.
See, I was right. It was funny.
Okay, let's try that.
All right. It's possible that you may have asked for directions, and upon entering, and you are told that the major marketplace in Baldur's Gate is part of the upper city. So there are kind of different areas of the of Baldur's Gate, the upper city and the lower city being two such ones. You've entered the Baldur's Gate on the side closest to the Y, closest to the upper city, and you are warned that basically the upper city is clearly the kind of higher class part of Baldur's Gate, and that visitors, which is to say you, non-residents, are not permitted in the upper city after nightfall. Baldur's Gate does have a lot of walls and sectors within it that are policed and patrolled by the Watch, as well as various mercenary groups. There seems to be a major mercenary presence in Baldur's Gate from a group that has like a kind of a fiery gauntlet for their symbol on their armor. But Baldur's Gate, especially to those of you who don't spend a lot of time in a city, is an impressive, sprawling metropolis. It is dirty and filthy, and but you know the upper city is a little less dirty and filthy than other parts of it. The area that you had to pass through to get to this area is the parts outside of the walls, which are the really, unfortunately, kind of slummy parts of Baldur's Gate. People living in kind of ramshackle makeshift dwellings. People who cannot pay afford to be going to and from the gates every day. So this area outside the city, which is an area called Blackgate, is particularly run down. As soon as you pass through the walls, you're in the upper city, which is fancy, with lots of fancy shops and townhouses for the wealthiest citizens of Baldur's Gates. Luxurious boutiques, expensive restaurants. There are places that have, lanterns and lighting for the city streets itself. And there are all kinds of manner of creature walking about, conducting their business here in Baldur's Gate. Though you also notice as you're making your way through the streets that there is a pretty significant presence of the city guard, the Watch. So
Now,
be
this
selective
is,
about how many people you murder in the street, James.
this
I
has been
think-
a day later, correct?
It is. So you've gained your hit points and spell slots back.
I think we should make it known that we're looking to buy books to get into Candlekeep.
Which
Ooh,
we are,
that's a
because we
good
will
idea.
need books again to get back
Yes,
inside.
we will. But so
Really?
if we-
You may. I don't think you. I think you don't need to, for re-entry. I think your one-time donation was
we've
good
got a
for,
stamp on the back of our hand. That
Yeah,
we'll get
I
okay.
think
again.
I think you're good for. Well, I think they probably take a book a month because people come and go from Candlekeep. So yeah, you have a nice little stamp on the back of your hand. It only shows up under like a dark light.
I'm joining the Rare Book of the Month Club.
So I think if we can basically get these miscreant booksellers to come to us,
So do you want to head right to the Wide?
I would say we look
Yes.
for a pub in the Wide.
What? I think we look for the booth.
Yep.
We know what it's called. We know where it is. We go look for it.
Yeah, but if
Yep.
it's something that's not always there, if
Then we won't find it. But if it is there, we will find it.
okay, we will
I agree
hold
with
my
Monty.
plan in reserve if we can't find it.
Yes.
Let's see here. So you head to the Wide. So the Wide, as mentioned before, is just a sprawling marketplace. There are some shops kind of around the edges of it, but imagine it's kind of multiple city blocks with all kinds of temporary structures, tents, wagons, little stalls set up between the more permanent structures, and they sell everything here. Just anything you could imagine. If any of you are in the market for some new equipment or specialty food or well-aged meatball subs, this is the place to find it. The main area of the Wide seems to be on the up and up in terms of everything here is probably legal and regulated and official, but clearly there are some, sketchier shops on the periphery of places or down some alleys that might be the place to find your more black market items. So it sounds like your goal right now is to find a bookstore, and this is challenging because there are clearly, just from wandering into the marketplace, multiple places selling books and other literary works. I guess I'll ask you this question: do you want to split up, or do you want to travel as a group?
I feel like it makes more sense to split up because we are a big group of maybe not odd people for Baldur's Gate, but I don't know. Staying together is just like traveling as one pack through a giant. I've tried to do this in real life, like say at a theme park or something. It's just not very fun.
Yeah, at Comic-Con, you have to split up if you have
Yep.
5 people. It's just
Exactly.
I didn't know that. Okay.
There's also
Good
a
to
lot
know.
of guards around, so I don't feel that we're going to be in imminent danger. We just need to find this place and then regroup.
All right. So let me just
I
ask:
have-
do you
I have
want
an
to
idea.
split up into groups of 5 or smaller, or into 5 individuals, or you are in a group of 5? Good job,
I-
done.
We want
I
five
just think
groups
that
of five.
I think little Antony should go in whichever group that Polly is not in, because we know that the Wide is not bigger than a mile. So if something bad happens to either side, we can notify the other.
Oh, because your telepathy works for 1
Oh
mile.
yeah.
Can
Little
we
Love
Anthony
it.
definitely
Can we
likes
send
that.
him up as a drone and just scout out the area?
We can. That
You
was
That
can.
would
the
only be helpful. That would
original idea.
only be helpful for Polly's group, though. The other group.
Yeah.
Would be...
I will also mention, it is challenging. This place is huge. So that is certainly a way of searching. Walking around is also a way of searching. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Are you splitting into 2 groups, in which case it's probably 2 and 3, or do you all just want to kind of go off on your own?
I think 2 groups.
two
is a good
groups,
idea.
two
Yeah.
groups,
All
and
right.
then little Anthony will go with the other group. That
Okay.
isn't with me.
So let's start with the Little Antony group. Or actually, I guess if you're sending Little Antony up to scout, maybe he's a Little Antony group by himself.
no.
So-
Little
He
Antony
needs to-
is with the other group.
Okay. Who is with Little Antony?
I would like to be. I feel like we bonded a little bit.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say,
Okay.
yeah, frittata.
Little
All right.
Anthony definitely is keen on hanging out with Frittata.
Plus, like
Okay.
then he can perch nice and high, so he can
Yeah.
see his
Mhm.
surroundings.
So Little Antony and Frittata and somebody else want to join that group?
I'll go.
All right, and Lapis head off in one direction. Nyasa, Townley, and Polly head off in the other direction. I'll assume that you have a plan to either communicate telepathically or meet back where you are in an hour, whichever happens first, I guess.
Yeah.
And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I would like each group to make some kind of check. And I'll say that you could do different things depending on what you want to do. If you just want to be looking around, maybe that's perception. You want to be talking to people, maybe it's an investigation. Maybe there's a way that you could make a persuasion check. If you somehow turn it into a medicine check, I'd be very impressed with what your argument for that is going to be. But I am going to ask each of you to make me some kind of check, and then we'll talk about what happens to the different groups.
I think I am going to have a rough idea of the disreputable areas around here. So I am going to try and persuade somebody on the outskirts of one of these areas to give me some info if they've seen a book, a dodgy bookseller.
Okay. Let's see. Do I still have you in initiative order? Or did I close that? I don't have you in initiative order. Let me just kind of go around the Zoom room and check what things you rolled, and we'll see what things you learned. Tiff, I'll start with you. What did you do?
I'm kind of looking around the alleys and checking things out. And so I want to roll an insight check because that's what I have the highest for. And that's a 15.
All right, you're talking to people, and there's definitely places to get books. You're looking around, and you think that you see a place that looks like it's going to be books with an A and a B for that, but then you get closer to it, and you're rather disappointed that it is Autumn's Breads. It seems to be a bakery, fresh pastries, bread, and cakes for 1 silver piece each. But you're relieved that you didn't bring Little Anthony with you because he would have eaten several gold pieces worth of bakery.
I mean, I think you should get some baked goods items for us.
I get some baked goods. I totally do.
All right.
Anyway.
They're 1 silver piece each, so feel free to say that you've got you got a box of cannolis.
That's rude to assume I would like cannoli, but I really like the cannolis.
Yeah.
Those little chocolate chips, they're so cute.
Townley, what are you going to use in this situation?
I'm going to wander around with an unfocused look on my eyes, but I'm seeing everything around me, and I'm going to use perception. Just hoping to see. I rolled a 9.
You are looking around, and you get distracted. You kind of wander into a tent that is, as you come into it, you felt drawn to it. And as you kind of push back the tent flap and make your way into it, you see that you are in a large, sprawling tent called the Wizard of the Wide. It is a tent bursting with dozens of arcane foci and spell scrolls for sale, and it's like a crow to a shiny object. You have been distracted by all these things. In case you wanted to buy any spell scrolls, I have a list of spell scrolls available at 25 gold pieces each. So
spell scrolls?
Yes.
No, I have to keep explaining this. Magic comes from blah blah blah. You get it.
Yeah. The first one is comprehend languages, which I know you don't want.
I guess we don't need that hat.
Yep.
The Queen of Air and Darkness said this was a very special ability she was giving me.
Yeah. Here's books where you can learn it for free. I hope you didn't sell your soul or anything. Frittata, what are you doing?
All right. Over in the other group, we are walking along. We're making our way, and I'm going to use investigation. So I am 8 feet tall, so I can see over, maybe even some of the stalls, lots of the people. And I'm specifically looking for the types of shops that would have books. I'm looking down alleys, because alleys seem to be like the shadier spots. And keeping with today's theme, I'm rolling crappy, so that is an 8.
You go down the spookiest, sketchiest, filthiest alley you can find in the wide. At the end of that alley is Coppers to Crowns, an antique store selling garbage, or as they call it, trinkets.
I already have a trinket. Some of you may notice some weird-looking hair sticking out of one of my pockets.
This, if you wanted to roll several more times on that same trinkets table, you could do that here for a low cost.
Oh God,
Erica.
No,
Yep.
I've read the table. No, thank
Yep.
you.
Lapis, I think you are next.
Oh, well, I'm
I'm
kind of
sorry. I say to you, I'm sorry I dragged you down this alleyway. Please take us somewhere
It's okay.
else.
I'm just kind of like taking in all of the sights while I'm following Frittata around. Just taking it all in, and I rolled a 23 to a perception check to see if anything kind of twigs my intuition
Mhm.
as to a direction to head in.
All right, just around the corner from the antique shop that Frittata led you to, there's a little side stall, and there does in fact seem to be a bookseller's here. There's kind of a somewhat animated kind of used car salesman type person out front yelling about the glory of books and giving people kind of the hard sell. It does not look like people are super interested, and there's not anyone browsing it. And you spot kind of on a one of those little sandwich board type easel things the name of the place, which is Amber Dune Books.
So I'm gonna point and say, this looks pretty promising. What do you think?
Mhm.
It's got an illustration. It must be promising.
Metagaming.
I think that might be it.
All right.
Now, which I have +1 to deception. My charisma is 13. Like it's not super high. Are you really good at that, or should we wait for the rest of call the rest of our party in?
Send up a little Anthony and
Yeah,
That's what I'm
not
wondering.
great at persuasion or deception or
I get a little tingle in
Anything.
my telepathic brain senses.
Yep.
Mm.
I was like, I hear a little, and I was like, oh, we got to go down here. We got something. So I tell my group,
All right,
and
Yeah,
we go
we'll
and
just
meet
sort
them.
of like we'll
So
sort of hover, keeping
you
an eye on it, but not close.
convenient. We'll imagine like across the street, down a ways from Amber Dune Books. You're right outside Gems for All, a shop that sells gems.
For all?
I
For all.
like gems.
Yeah, they sell a lot of gemstones.
My name is Lapis. I like,
Mm.
I like gems.
Jams.
No, gems.
Those two.
Yum.
Or as they say in some
Accent
places,
problems.
gems. No, I don't think anyone says that.
it's James.
All right. So you had found the booksellers in question. Just as you're kind of, I imagine you're standing there for a bit, surveying the Amber Dune books. It is, kind of wedged in between two more permanent structures. It's a kind of a stall that's crowded with books. They've got books, and they're clearly, many of them are on kind of like rolling carts so that they can take them out at the end of the day. There's two, they appear to be humans staffing the stall. There's one at the front. There's kind of a man, looks like he's probably late 20s, who's doing the kind of, he's intermittently reading from a book, which is, I guess, a way you could try selling books to people who
You're
pass
demonstrating
by.
its value. Look what you can do with this.
Yeah,
Mm.
and trying to draw traffic into the to the booksellers. And you see somebody toward the back of the stall. They look similar in appearance. They might be related. Who seems to be, I don't know, doing inventory or some kind of paperwork related to it. They look like they've kind of positioned themselves about as far as they could be from the man. This is a middle-aged woman and still be in the bookstore. Doesn't look like there's anyone else there. You can see just from where you are, it looks like a pretty wide variety of mundane books. But it looks like they might have some expensive things kind of behind the little counter up on a high shelf. Books right here. Get your books. Come on. I know. Look at you. You want a book, right? Come on. Come on.
I want a
Amber
book.
Dune Books. We'll help you out. He's saying
So
to the strangers.
I guess Nyasa goes up and says, I'm looking for something a bit special. We're trying to get
You
into-
have come to the right place, friend. This is Amber Dune Books. Special books are our specialty. My name's Rama. How can I help you?
We're looking for kind of one-of-a-kind items because we're all trying to get into Candlekeep.
Candlekeep. Say no more. Say no
And
more.
we've heard that this is the place to come.
Here, and he kind of grabs your arm and kind of walks you toward the back of the bookstore, and says, "You, sir, are looking for one of our rare specialty books. If you're going to Candlekeep, I suspect, don't want to show up there with some book that they've already got 6 copies of. Am I right?"
I correct him, ma'am, and look interestedly at the books.
So I apologize, ma'am. Rama does not actually have a large. He gestures at them, but it's clearly they're like, they are not actually books, but like pictures of the covers of books, perhaps somewhat strangely. And there's a listing next to them, and he says, "Yes, these are. We don't always keep these on stock here in the stall, but we can arrange for same day delivery." And he pulls down kind of a dusty placard list that he puts in front of you. And just looking at the list, Nyasa, you see that the list of books for sale, there's a price at the top. All of these books are 450 gold pieces, which is a significant amount, but rare books do not come cheap. On the list is some familiar titles such as Fallen Tethiamar, The Dark Hunger, Customer's Guide to Gingwatsum, Wanderings of a Humble Asmar, Daughters of Gratz, and Mazros' Mighty Digressions. What is the deal with these booksellers? Are they on the up and up? Surely they are not. But what are they up to? And are they selling multiple copies of rare books that might in fact be monsters that attack poor warlocks and try and murder them? To what end, and how will you deal with these? What will our adventurers do to return to Candlekeep with hopefully legitimate non-monster books in hand for answers to, I don't know, maybe some of those questions? That was a lot of questions. Tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end.
2 answers. Woo! 4 answers.
4 answers.
2 questions.
2 questions. Thanks. I'll just say all those words again, Eric.
Specialty books are our specialty.
You guys like my used car salesman book?
Yeah.
Bookseller?
He's a book bucker.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to put you in this book?
Yeah. So we did not finish this adventure today, which I was not super expecting, but we are probably past the halfway point, and we'll conclude it in one more session, which we will schedule for sometime, I don't know, in the next month or 2. Live stream / bootleg. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. I am enjoying. I've been running Candlekeep Mysteries for a variety of podcasts and non-podcast groups. They're pretty fun, so it might be something you want to check out in the near future if you're looking for more adventures to run. Anything else we should say before James signs us off?
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Erica's mom.
Renee.
Bye, Mom.
Thank you for listening to the live stream, watching the YouTube, whatever you're